For the Palm Beach sponsored competition, Palm Beach Equine National Grand Prix tonight, and our thanks to Palm Beach Equine again, the official veterinarian of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Visit equineclinic.com or follow Palm Beach Equine Clinic on Facebook and Instagram as well, as they provide some fantastic services here to us here in Wellington throughout the season and beyond. And we thank to Dodd Technologies too, who bring us the live stream throughout the Winter Equestrian Festival, an industry leader in creative design and technology support services for sports, entertainment, corporates and special events as well. Visit them at doddtechnologies.com to find out more. And the USEF is also our supporting sponsor of the live stream as well, in part with support of the US Equestrian Federation and the USEF network as well. So a thanks to all of those for bringing our live streaming throughout, not just the Saturday nights, throughout the whole of the Winter Equestrian Festival, as we bring you all the wonderful mix of competitions. Whether it's the top show jumping, whether it's moving into the equitation rings, whether it's the hunters, whether it's dressage, we bring you a little bit of everything. So let's take a look at the list for tonight's $50,000 Palm Beach Equine Clinic National Grand Prix. Starts off with Jacob Pope and Highway FBH. It's a really interesting field tonight because there's also a mix of very experienced horses in there and some less experienced horses, some less experienced riders, but a real mix. Harry Charles, Sherlock, that's been a 5-star winning combination. JJ Tirano, youngest in the field, the 14-year-old who actually won the qualifier earlier on this week, goes in the early part of the lineup as well. Skylar Riley, booster 13, makes a step up here, as does Catherine Driscoll with her ride. Catherine Passmore and Freedom, winner of the Mill Street Grand Prix out in Ireland last year. Richard Vogel with a new spin here with Viva Las Vegas, great to see. And then into our second half of the order, which will take us through Alexis Bordeaux and birthday boy Rodrigo Pessoa, Corey 9, Tony Stormans, another of the teens in the field as well, who's gone well in the U25s. We've got the Olympic champion Christian Kukuk with Just Be Gentle, Mimi Gotchman, who we're well aware of these days as another star. McLean Ward, First Lady, they're dusted off and ready to go. 19-year-old from Great Britain, Rachel Proudly, riding for Richard Howley, who features in the field as well. And then down to our final few in Nicola Philipparts and on to the final lineup there with Chris Uwanowski. But let's pull out a few of the riders in the field. These are our riders to watch. You can see some of them are younger. Harry Charles, team gold medalist, riding the horse that he won the London Grand Prix on with Sherlock. JJ Tirano, he's aged even since then because they grow so swiftly at that age, has already notched up the qualifier for this class as well at 14 years of age, is flying along. Dara Kenny, 0K. They went so superbly in the last couple of weeks. And hard to look past, of course, McLean Ward and First Lady Christian Kukuk with Just Be Gentle as well, the world's number 6 and 7. They're high in the rankings, but also we could pull out another 10 riders out of this field yet that could also make a big difference tonight. But there's just a 5 that we'll be featuring as part of tonight's competition today as well. As I say, we're going to have a field of 45 in total, and alongside me to talk this through is Irish international rider, trainer, Christian Coyle, who's also going to be training tonight. Christian, from your point of view, you've had a little look around. We won't get into the details of the course right now, but what's the overall feel for tonight's National Grand Prix?
Hi, Stephen. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. I think the height is nice. As you get into the course, maybe fence 5 on, it gets pretty technical. But the standard of the horse and rider we have, I expect to see quite a few clears.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because like I say, you can pick your way through this field. The obvious 5-star combinations jump out of us, but early on, Ashley Bond, Nightwish, that's been a nice 9-year-old that's been doing a lot, jumped superbly well in California last year. Alex Granato with his next generation too, with Rock de la Coste. Those early ones there, who jumps off the page at you from that point of view?
I'm going to have to be a little bit biased and go for Kane.
Okay.
It's a phenomenal horse. He has been a brilliant horse back home in Europe. I don't think he has him that long, but he's exceptional.
Cian O'Connor with Lambada Shake there. Yeah, he goes, 4th in the order from that point of view. Like we say, there's quite a few coming in here. That's a 9-year-old that's been jumping with an Italian rider over in Europe as well, comes out very strong. Second group comes up in here, and Max Watchman for Ireland going to be starting that off. But as I say, young teens in there. Tony Storman's up against Rodrigo Pessoa, who needs little introduction as a past Olympic champion, of course. Richard Howley, as I mentioned, you've got quite a strong group from Ireland here tonight as well. But also in there, Sam Walker of Canada. It's into his early 20s now, already made a good impression. Of course, did so brilliantly through the equitation ranks, then moved into the 5 stars. Final few, Nicola Philipparts, Michael Morrissey and Chris Uwanowski. But this Grand Prix, for you as someone that would develop a horse and think about big Saturday nights, this is where you want to be, isn't it?
It is, yeah. This is probably like the next step up. 3 stars going to be probably 2 holes bigger, a little bit more technical. So I think this is going to be probably not the easiest one, the rest of the circuit, but it's maybe the easiest one under the lights, I'd say. But it's a good stepping stone, yeah. If you can get a nice round here and give them a little bit of confidence, then you should be good for the next level.
A good start in terms of technicality, but as we know, competition-wise, it's not going to be easy to win.
No, definitely not. It's like there's so many talented horses, riders. Honestly, there's 20 people here could win it on any given night. It's just, I don't know. It's so going to be hard.
You're going in Cian O'Connor's direction, though, from that point of view.
I don't know if he'll win it.
But
think
that's the one you're looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think like Cian obviously runs a massive operation. But I think you're going. Anyway, like Richard Volgo's like extremely quick. Dara Kenny is always quick. If he's clear, he's hard to beat. McLean on Fine Lady, it's probably a step down a little bit maybe for her.
Yeah, it's an easier one. She's jumping 5 stars. She's doing everything else. Exactly, and there's a few of the combinations like I mentioned in there. You've got Harry Charles with Sherlock and so forth in there.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a nice step back in for them. Let's take a look at the course designed by Katsi Cruz tonight, and that's brought to you by Fidelity Investments. Take a look at the graphic here of what to expect. We're starting over a fence that's brought to us by Mars in their blue colours, and in fact the second fence as well, but it's plain green colours, interestingly, for the pole there. We'll talk about more of that later on at fence 2. Roll back here to our sponsors fence, to the Palm Beach Equine Clinic golden planks there. 5 forward strides, looks like. Christian will tell me one way or the other. Down to the next on a 7 stride distance, down to the Oxer after that. Rustic poles on that, very plain poles. Very old school on that one. Triple combination, 6A, B and C in the burgundy colours and white. Coming through there on an Oxer on the final part on the way out. And then turning back to a red and white horizontal stripes on the pole here at 7. And then probably 6 steady strides. But again, this might be one to play with a little bit down to the water tray at fence 8. Plain red colours this time for the second. But again, they follow in a theme there of red to red. Round the corner then and down to the blue hurdles. The next at the sculpted horses' heads. 10 sees them down to a fence with the blue wings, almost literally as they are sculpted out there. And 4 forward strides down to fence 11, a skinny there with plain white poles. Again, following the same set of wings, same set of stands on that. 12 A and B coming in here, 8 metres 10 through there in the turquoise and the white. And then moving up on the 6 strides to the final fence, to the Oxer with the rocks at final fence, of course, at fence 13, going in front of the International Club. That's what it's going to look like overall. And we are taking a look at this, and time allowed of 74 seconds and 460 meters per minute there, designed by Katsi Cruz. There we go, purse of $50,000. Obstacles, 13 of those, 16 jumping efforts around the course for this $50,000 Palm Beach Equine Clinic National Grand Prix here this evening. So looking forward to this. It's an early run in the season, so it gives a number of combinations a chance to get under the lights. New lights here in Wellington this year, and delighted to say they are fantastic. It's like daylight out there right now, but they get their first taster, and you'll have a real mix in here, as I say. Some of those that are getting a step up here, some 8 now just into 9-year-olds that are coming into the class, and also some experienced horses that I would say just taking a bit of a push here, that they're going to be going for the 5 stars later on in the year, and they just want to get the horses out, get them in there, get some competition underneath them, and get the dust and the rust knocked off. Don't you think, Christian?
I do, yeah. I certainly do. Yeah, I think like the course at the beginning, probably 1 to 2, normal enough 9 strides.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit neat back on number 3, the plank. 5 strides, maybe a little bit going forward, 7 strides, center to center, 8 strides, I think, to the combination. Double the verticals in, oxer out. Maybe reset a little bit, let them catch their breath. The next oxer is pretty square, so maybe a little bit of space, energy in the canter. 6 strides, maybe a little bit weight into the Liverpool. The next oxer maybe a hole bigger, maybe a little bit wider. I think it's going to be shaping 8 strides, 4 strides to the skinny, and then the in and out comes up pretty quick. It's set a little bit close to the end of the ring, and then the last jump will take a little bit of jumping as well. It's like big enough, square enough, and wide enough with a Liverpool with the water in it. So I don't think it'll be, obviously, be finished until you jump the last.
Well, looking forward to how this plays out this evening. We're getting set for the national anthem here as well, which is brought to us by A-rated Wellington Community High School, where Miss Cara Hayden is the principal, and home to the Wolverines as well. Wellington High School offers a wealth of sports and activities to their students as well. Choice programs also offered at Wellington, with students having the ability to specialise in equine, pre-vet, fine arts, fire service and marketing. And tonight we're delighted to welcome the Wellington High School Chorus under the leadership of Mr. Chase to perform the national anthem, as we can see them out on the table and ready to go. Our national anthem tonight, brought to us by Wellington Community High School. Great to have that local link here in Wellington, and we make way for them. Here we go, the national anthem. As well, and we ready for the first to go in this Palm Beach Equine Clinic National Grand Prix here this evening. $50,000 on the table, and as I say, really interesting mix of those coming into the class. Christian Cole alongside me, Irish international rider and trainer himself. Christian, you've got Alexis Bodo competing in this a little bit later on as well. What was your advice to her on walking this course?
Yeah, it's pretty new horse to Alexis. This is the first time under the lights. So just to start off with good rhythm, trying to hold its hand a little bit, give it a bit of confidence, and hopefully everything goes according to plan.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
You're going to head down there training in a bit, but before that, we're going to go with our first here, which is a good experience combination as well in Jacob Pope of the US and Sherry Crawford's Highway FBH by Plot Blue. And for many will have followed this horse through here in Wellington before now. Jumped superbly last year as part of the WEF Challenge Cups as well, and into a number of the Grand Prix. They've been on Nations Cup for the United States before now, over in Europe, including in Portugal, Spain, and on the winning team in Denmark as well. Had super runs in Traverse City as well. Christian, this is a good one to sort of get us going, isn't it? Because I feel they could handle this all right.
They could, for sure. He's more than capable of jumping the clear round. As you said, they've loads of experience. Jacob's brilliant rider. You see him at most rings. He's busy all week. This horse is like normally genuinely careful.
What have you've seen Highway enough times now? How do you see his makeup? What do you see him like?
He's a clever jumper. He knows exactly where his legs are. He knows where the poles are. Uh, he's a bit of a fighter jumper. He gets stuck in and jumps a lot of clear rounds.
Through the triple combination here from there.
Yes.
And here again, we've got a little bit, quite a big loop back here for them to be able to gain or play with the time a little bit.
We have, yeah. The time, that was unlucky. Yeah, time may come into factor. It'll be interesting to see what his time is.
Yeah, 74 the time allowed. This will give us a good gauge on that as well as they come into 10 and 11. 4 strides down here.
He did the 7 to the 4, which was brave. I think the big steppers will probably do the 7.
No, time-wise, looking good as they come to the last. They're in the 60s, like I say.
That's
it's
perfect,
74 seconds, so it's going to be straightforward enough for them. 70.50, just the one fence down for Jacob Pope and Highway FBH. Again, a good round to start the season, Christian.
It was a great round, yeah. He was just unlucky. Maybe looked a little bit at the Liverpool, the water. That was, I think, the only thing that he really rubbed. Yeah, he was unlucky. The time is perfect. Yeah, he was. Maybe did the leave out for the 7 strides, but everything else was the regular number. And the horse is maybe not the quickest mover, but it was still 4 seconds under the
still
time.
4 seconds in. Yeah, so should be okay. Ashley Bond and the Ashley Bond show jumping's Nightwish now for this Hanoverian for Ashley. Now coming up. Again, has been jumping in a number of the bigger shows. Jumped to the 5 stars at Thermal just to really get going. Jumped superbly their early runs in Tryon as well in the 2 stars last year for this now double Olympic rider. But she's been very high on this horse. It's going to be really interesting to see this one tonight.
Yeah, this looks a lovely horse. Looks scopy in blood. Ashley's normally quick and efficient. I don't think she'll have any trouble with time. She's forward riding, very accurate.
I can say it's very, very different. Different
careful.
models of what we'll see some of them
A
doing.
little bit, yeah. Its own way of going. There's no martingale. But again, it's like, he looks just naturally talented. Looks a proper athlete.
Looking good so far for Ashley. Final line here. Time should be fine. Yeah, 62, 63. Just see it behind her. And,
my God.
Last fence is going to drop away there from that point of view. Thoughts on that final line there?
It's pretty wide. It's maybe a little bit wider than the rest of the jumps, and yeah, I don't know. That was unlucky. It's hard.
Do you feel they take a little look at the water as well then?
They do for sure, and especially under the light, the reflection of the water. Sometimes they look down into it and they just hold their breath for a second, and that's similar to the horse before Jacob's horse.
Yeah.
Both had down behind, and like they just kind of freeze for a second in midair and forget about their hind end, and it looks to be a little bit what happened to both horses.
Okay, so 2 gone. On to Alexandra Worthington with Turner Blind Eye LLC's Lucière. This is the French-bred ride by Capital d'Argon. And again, a lovely partnership now, a little bit older, 12 years of age now, this horse with the 24-year-old rider. And for them, they've finished well in the 3-star Grand Prix in November here in Wellington as well. They've got 1 through the 2 stars in Tryon, which is actually a horse that came from Ireland going back as well. Jumped at the Hamptons in the Grand Prix there, made a good step up from there. Just had a foot in the water on that occasion. So they've certainly got it in them to go and do some bigger courses.
They have. They've been going great. Yeah, I think Dean Rogan may have
that was it.
rode this horse back home. Produced it brilliantly. And yeah, Ali and Declan have been doing a brilliant job with this horse.
And you'll have seen a little bit of her, because I mean you're part down here in Wellington, part up in New York direction, aren't you?
Yeah, no, we go pretty much a lot of shows together, and they have been really consistent. Ali has done a brilliant job with this horse, and this looks like it's going to jump a clear round.
Time-wise looking good. It's a nice tight turn back here. We'll see what she does down here, but you say you can go 7 or 8 down here from that point of view, just to play with this a little bit.
Yeah. It's really careful. That was well rode.
Ali just coming in.
Oh,
you can hear her say whoa. just coming out of the corner. It's going to have that one fence down, 69, yeah, 69.764, because of course we're under national rules, so we've got 3 digits in there as well on the 4. What do we think of Ali's round?
It was a brilliant round. I think she knew herself she was under a little bit of trouble coming in. You heard her trying to help the horse steady. Maybe a little bit gappy, a little bit quick in the way in, and just cost her coming out. On another day, a little bit more luck, it would stay down.
It would be still be there. Anyway, it was a good shot there for them. So just finishing on the 4 there for Ali Worthington and Luz Lier. So 4s. In fact, it's 4s from all 3 so far. It is on to Cian O'Connor of Ireland. Like I say, there's a few representing the Emerald Isle in the lineup tonight. Plenty for the home team of the US as well, though. Cian O'Connor, Carlswood Partners, Lambada Shake by Organics du Seigneur. 9-year-old here. For Cian, as I say, Stallion's been jumping over in Europe, jumped in Europe, in the Netherlands, and was then with Italian rider Giampiero Garofalo, before with Cian, and now fairly recent partnership from that point of view.
It is, yeah. I think this horse came from the Hendricks.
Yeah.
Again, was like brilliantly produced. Cian runs obviously a massive operation. He's Ross Mahone, Michael Calley. Cameron Hanley has now joined also. He is like the top man for the big day. You can always rely on him. Not only can he it's hard enough to find the horses, but then to try and get that hard to get the horses bought, but he has the means and the sponsors.
Now talking that line there with the red, so it goes red horizontal lines to red plain poles. That making it a little bit harder just to mix it up.
Yeah, just the plain colour is hard. It's hard to judge, hard to get their eye on it, and especially when they're kind of jumping into the screen then on the background as well, which just takes the horse's eye off it even more. So yeah, it's tricky.
72.148 just finishing on the 4 there for Cian O'Connor and Lambada Shake from that point of view. But as say, 9-year-old coming here, they're only just out of their 8-year-old year. You'd be probably happy enough with that.
Yeah, you would be. I'm sure Cian's obviously a little bit disappointed, but he walked around the rest of the course like so simple. I think you could put it up 2 or 3 holes and he'll jump it just the same way again. So it's probably it's his first time under the lights with Cian here. So yeah, you expect to see him like jumping the 4-star, 5-star in no time. Yeah.
He'll go on, but exactly as we're framing up tonight as well. This for some will be the top of the tree, and some this will be the stepping stone to bigger things from that point of view. Tom Watchman now, the 19-year-old, trains with Cian O'Connor. This is the Coolmore Show Jumping's Hawaii, the Westphalian by Comilfo, another of the 9-year-olds in the frame here as well. Tom, who's come through as junior gold medalist, young rider gold medalist as well. This is a horse that actually jumped Young Rider Nations Cups in Europe last time, into Spain and the Netherlands, and was produced with a German rider as well, Nick Hohenhorst from that point of view. Again, it's that time of year, Christian, where you've maybe put some new additions into your stable at the tail end of last year. You've done the work at home, and then early January, off we go and see what we've got. Yeah,
and no better place to come and figure a horse out than here, to be fair. There's something every week to show in. He was a little bit quick and he was unlucky. But yeah, I think this is great. This is a great class, a great stepping stone to like kind of let you know where you are, what you need to improve on, and like where you really are at the time. This lad, they're no bigger horse family probably in the world. They're steep.
Exactly, with the Magnus.
The Coolmore, yeah. They're fantastic riders with like probably the best coaches in the world.
Steeped in the world of racing, but now making big moves and jumping. Tom, the younger of the 2 brothers and sister, competing here as well. Just on the 4 as 2. Time's looking good at 71.925. Just the 4 there for Tom Watchman and Hawaii. And you're going to see some of the horses in here with just a few of what we'd call green errors as well, aren't you?
For sure, yeah. That was unlucky. It is like it's probably like first time under the lights for this horse as well with Tom. It's I actually thought it was going to jump. Maybe I know it's only 1 fence here and there. I thought there were going to be a couple of clears at the first few. Yeah, it did.
It's not as easy that we're
Maybe
actually
not, yeah.
we're actually sitting all on fours all the way through this so far. So it's full. So just the one fence down, but again it's been spread out so far. On to Adrian Sternlich of the USA and the Starlight Farms of Connecticut's Keitana, the Oldenburg by Casalco is the 11-year-old now. Jumped at Old Salem, which is where we've seen plenty competing up there in the New York area as well. Went well in the 2-star Grand Prix there. Similarly in Europe, actually came from Bertram Allen and Harry Allen, his brother, as a 7-year-old. We're keeping the Irish connection up.
Trying.
But what do you make of this horse?
It's a beautiful horse, yeah. Adrian, he got quite a few from Bertrand. This horse is it's a beautiful jumper. It's easy. Oh, that was a bit lucky.
Take your look where it goes.
Yeah, now we're talking, yeah. Look at Irish. No, she's a fantastic rider. Trained with McLean. As I say, she has a few horses from Bertram. I think she may have also the chestnut horse that won Lanigan last year or the year before. The 7-year-old. I think she just has to kind of stay calm and bring it home.
Calm down this line. Time should be okay. One fence from home for Adrian Sternlich and Keitana. And there we go, good effort. And that gives us the first clear with Adrian Sternlich home for the USA there.
It's a pretty long course too, to be fair. 13 jumps, and like even that horse jumped brilliant the whole way and had to give a big effort for the last jump to get the back rail. And it really stuck in and dug deep for her.
So it gives us the first that clears there, Adrian Sternlich. Just a little touch in there, but as you say, just take your luck when it comes.
That's it, yeah, it helped her for the rest of the way around.
There we go, looking good. So clear round number 1. Alex Granato now, the US rider with the Kismer Equestrians. Rock de la Coste is another 9-year-old here, Danish bred by Rockland. For Alex, and for the 9-year-old that was also ridden with Danish rider Martin Niergaard previously, and be very interested to see how this stallion fares here today as well. From his point of view, he's had such success with Calcium W, more again back into the frame in recent years, won the 4-star Grand Prix last year in Traverse City amongst a number of successes there as well. But again, he's just getting back into another one to come up there. Little touch of the first. We'll see whether that, as you say, helps things along later.
Yeah, it got a little bit maybe spooky and looking down into it, but they seem to have gotten over it. Alex obviously has so much experience, he can hold his hand and get it through this. Big effort on the life, yeah. It just got away from it.
And just felt they were backing off coming in there.
Maybe a little bit careful, and again maybe under the lights. It's gone a little bit green on him.
But this is why it's so important to get into the ring, isn't it? And just get that, and you can't substitute the experience of getting in there. You've got to get in there with a crowd in, with everybody involved.
It is, yeah. No, it is a big ordeal, and it's good atmosphere here, and it's full house. One extra. But I think like after tonight, you're into the 3-star, and then it's like probably 2 holes bigger, and
everything kicks
yeah,
on from
it
there.
goes to a different gear.
Alex coming home, guides them home well.
Good.
Better down that final line, as you say. It's just about building some experience in there.
It is, yeah, and I'm sure this horse will learn from it and come out a bigger and better horse the next day. But it can be, it can be a big ordeal. He knew he was under a bit of pressure getting the...
Yeah, just felt a little bit of a back off coming into the triple combination. The trouble is you've got an Oxer coming out as well. Yeah,
it's careful, like you're careful vertical, careful in the middle, and then a bit of a stretch coming out.
But the positive side of it, they were finishing much better. He's building that confidence by continuing.
For sure, yeah. He kind of held his hand maybe a little bit more and did one extra to let the horse catch his breath and think a little bit slower maybe. And then he brought him home lovely.
It is to Great Britain's Harry Charles now, and Sherlock returning here to Wellington. In between, he's become a Team Olympic gold medalist in Paris. Fantastic to see. Now, he's on the end of the scale that I was talking about a little bit earlier on. This is a horse that was won a World Cup before now in Spain. They won the London Grand Prix last year for the Global Tour at Chelsea Hospital there. This is one I expect to see in the 5 stars later on in the season, but this is an early good journey out into the under the lights.
For sure, yeah. You'd be thinking it'd be a formality for this guy just to canter around, but there's never no guarantees. To be fair, everything looks a little bit more simple sitting up here.
It's very easy to say it from up here.
That's good as well.
But again, going back to the difference, I mean, this is horses settled at the bigger levels, as you say. They should. This is just about gaining some mileage and getting the rust off.
That's exactly, yeah. This horse has jumped huge courses. Harry obviously is a phenomenal rider. His father in the background, I don't think you get any better guy.
No, Peter Charles, his father, who's also an Olympic gold medalist. Also, I think it's his birthday today as well, so happy birthday,
Happy
Pete.
birthday, Peter, yeah.
71.924. Harry Charles gives us the second of the clears, and it is out of the first of the experienced group, if you like, in terms of horses from that side of things as well. Not a big surprise, but as I say, it's almost like getting match fit with this, isn't it?
No, 100%, yeah. It's sometimes when it comes a little bit easier to the others that they get maybe a little bit casual here or there, and they can have a light rub. It's a phenomenal horse. He stays careful, and front and back all works. Good through his back, good through his shoulder. No, he's the horse that we're going to see in the 5 stars. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Harry Charles gives us the second of the clears. René Tebel now, hugely experienced 5-star rider himself as well, represents Ukraine. This Goodine House owned Nabucco. Goodine House based here in Wellington, of the family here that are supporting, of course, the Hodges family. And it is a Zangazai bred horse by Nabab de Rev. Now 11 years of age, Nabucco jumped a number of the big shows previously as well. René, an Olympic rider in Rio, of course, many will remember him if you're old enough on horses like Radiator in the 90s,
yeah.
And many more since then when he was a younger rider into the sport. He's a world-class rider from that point of view. This is placed in the 4-star here back in November as well, so it's going to be really interesting to see here.
Yeah, this guy has all the experience. There's probably no horse he can't ride to be fair. Yeah, the Radiator horse was pretty special. I can still remember his hind down. He could double pump.
Yeah, looking good so far. Gives it plenty of space there. That line again, almost just a little look at the water.
Yeah, a little bit stuttery off the ground. Yeah, I think it obviously just coming on your approach with the. Got left in the back now. Just your approach to the screen and whatever in the background is just taking your eye off it for a second. Another one.
Looking good, and so clear round number 2, 73.096. Again, not a big surprise in there. The third, the clears René Tebel and Nabucco Z. So joins that of Adrian Sternlicht and Cayetana and Harry Charles and Sherlock. Another one on the experience list from that point of view.
It is, yeah. He jumped lovely. Maybe a little bit lucky, to be fair, a few times behind. But I think his experience brought him through. And again, he's so accurate. Like he's spot on every single time. He gives the horse every chance to jump a clear round.
Yeah.
I think that's.
It makes a big difference.
It does, for sure.
What's your thought on that final line and how that's riding so far?
I think you have to respect the Oxer a little bit in, not too quick. It jumps maybe a little bit quiet then for the one stride, and then you really kind of need to hold their hand and like not only ride the front rail, but you have to get them over the back rail as well. So the energy needs to be in the canter, and then at the end of the day, it's long and. You need the horse to be on your side and like properly want to lead the jump up.
British rider Lynn Clibborn now, and the B&E Equestrian Services in our own Louis, and this is the Oldenburg by Morachi. Again, a pair that should have plenty of experience now. The 15-year-old horse for Lynn, who rides out here in the United States now, and it just got a little bit ahead of them coming down that line there.
Yeah, maybe. Oh. Yeah, maybe just got a little bit long and flat, maybe at the end of its stride, and then it just kind of tipped it out too far. Looks better now. Kind of we're back in a rhythm.
Started to sort of settle into
yeah,
it.
it looked like it was more at home.
Final line. Jumped the last decently from that point of view. It's going to be +1 for time as well. 20 jumping one time, 74.439 for Lynn Clibborn this time, and the ride of Louis for the British rider. Again, triple combination on the short side of the arena. I mean, there's plenty of room there, but it just naturally feels as though it's a little bit tighter.
The jump before this jump actually maybe got her going a little bit more forward. I think ideally, again, it's easy sitting up here, me talking, but maybe one more stride to balance for the double of verticals on the way in probably would have helped, but it's easier for me to say up here.
It's easy hindsight.
It is, yeah,
absolutely. That's what we're here for, though.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it'll turn back the tables back on you soon. It's no worries.
Probably tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. US rider JJ Tirana now, the Jet Show Stables Vitus K, the Hanoverian by Verdi. Now, again, has made lots of headlines already for this 14-year-old that won the medal finals. He also won up in Traverse City this season as well. Has the first fence, unfortunately, but again, this is a combination of, well, a more experienced horse, definitely less experienced rider at 14 years of age, but he is a really exciting young rider coming through as well, who's Dad Jimmy, Danielle, and he said to me a little bit earlier on, you know, if you haven't seen this horse too much, it does buck and play around a lot.
Yeah, no, he's probably one of the best juniors out there. Obviously from a brilliant family. He is. It's hard to believe he is only 14. I know he's like maybe not so much experience, but he has probably the same amount of experience as most adults.
Yeah, did a lot of riding at an early age from that point of view. And
he's rode, like you were saying there, he could ride 10 or 12 maybe at the ring. I know he does a lot with North Run.
Yeah.
John and Missy.
Going to finish on the 8-folds this time. Big night for them, JJ Tirano and Vitus K, 68.854, good for time. But again, he as much as the bouncing and the bucking and everything else, he seems a little bit older in the sense that he sits there quieter and lets it go.
He's cool, yeah. He's, again, I know he's 14, but he has like a lot of experience. He doesn't let things bother him. I'd say there was no real pressure coming in here tonight. He's confident, going good.
Yeah.
I think he's nothing to lose, and he obviously we're going to see this guy for the next 30, 40 years.
Exactly.
If I'm still around.
Fingers crossed, we hope so. Rally Hyler now for Kurt Hyler and Susan Hansen from Boston. It is Lennox van der Bisschop for this pair. 12th to go in the order in the lineup here. They jumped on Nations Cup for third in Vejer in Spain last season previously. They were top 3 in the 3-star Grand Prix, with the horse of Boris Chloe. This actually is a horse that was been previously ridden with Sophie Hinners, going back in this horse's career as well, which is the rider who won the Verona World Cup last year, partner of Richard Fogel as well. Just an early rail for Raleigh, who's again developed superbly through the ranks here in the US.
Yeah, this one just maybe. This is on way of going, maybe head up, pretty high, inverted, but he looks very brave and honest. She does here. 8. I don't know.
Harder to see from there.
It is, yeah. Sometimes when the head is so high that it's hard for the hind end to work as good. And it's just the hind end is just cut her out a couple of times. That was good.
There we go. Finish on a total of 12 there at 72.859. We're seeing them all getting inside that time allowed. Okay, 12, 3 down for Ali Harley this time, and Lennox van der Bisschop, as I say. Good one for them to get out there under the lights as well here, Christian. Let's take a little look back at a couple of these.
Yeah, that was maybe just got maybe a little bit brave and bold.
Yeah.
And again, it seemed to be quick enough in front. Well, actually, it had that one in front. But it's always like the front end was seemed to be good enough. Just like the head up and then maybe a bit tight behind.
Yeah.
Like there.
Exactly there, illustrated. Yeah.
But I don't think there's much you can really change. Some they just go the way they go. Yeah. Normally it leads to jumps up, but maybe just not tonight.
Take us on to Skylar Riley now, the Wolfstone Stables and Sales Booster 30, the Holsteiner by Barclay. And again, coming into another of the younger horses in the field, 9 years of age, jumped into 3-star last year, jumped into even the 5 stars in smaller classes there for that rank in trial as well. She was telling me a little bit earlier, it's a horse that she's produced basically right the way through from a very young horse as well. And has held its hand right the way through to this stage, so going to be really interesting to see tonight.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of this horse. It's a beautiful horse. I think we had like one less at the first line. That was well rode. Should give it every chance to jump though.
Little rattle, little swing in the cups. Stronger one there, unfortunately. What's so tricky? I mean, we've sort of taken that line apart in different, but let's put it all together as one. What's so hard about that line, red to red as well?
Yeah, I think it's off a little bit of a short turn. Combination, kind of, it's a big effort coming out. So it sucks the life out of them a little bit. So if you can just maybe just give them a hot second to
get the
regroup, energy back, yeah. And then it is square. It mightn't be the biggest oxer, but it's pretty square. And then it's a little bit on the short side, 6 strides, with the backward Liverpool, and then the water, and then just the plain colour. It's hard jumped. Also, you're jumping into the stands and the screen. So it's hard to keep their concentration, and especially for the younger ones that maybe that is their first time under the lights.
Yeah.
Like they've a lot to look at.
Just on the 4 there for Skylar Riley, joins a long list of those on the 4 falls. Remember, got clears of Harry Charles, Rennie Tebble and Adrian Sternlich so far. Experienced rider again, and experienced horse, in fact, 15-year-old Conrad by Comilfo for Molly Ash Corley for the Lewisburg farm here as well. Jumped last September in Old Salem and at the Hamptons as well. Good bit of mileage on this pair too. So again, it'll be interesting to see how they fare here. They've got lots of good results through, especially through those 3 stars and beyond.
Yeah, Molly's a phenomenal rider. Very natural. To be fair, the course builder's done a great job. What we've seen is the 14th. With 2 clear.
3 clear from them. Yeah, Harry, Rennie, and Adrian. So in terms of strike
it's
rate,
still I thought there was going to be like quite a few clear. I know there's still a lot of big names to come. She has done a good job.
Patsy Cruz, our course designer tonight. Let's take a look down this line. Gets the concentration back.
It was good. Her horse properly jumped up into the air and stayed up a little at the oxer, and she gave it a great ride to the vertical. 8 strides here. Got a little bit low at the skinny. She's riding her luck a little. Get up. Well done.
And as instructed, goes up. Up at the last 71.214 gives us clear round number 4 of the lineup now. Molly Ashcawley and Conrad 119.
She shows her experience a little where the horse is getting a little bit low, maybe a little bit of fatigue or getting tired near the end. But she holds the tan and kind of like makes it jump up into there and not jump too flat, not jump too much at the front rail. Yeah. And the horse did respect it. Yeah, the horse tried real hard at the end.
And as you say, you get into here under the lights, it suddenly takes more energy out of you as well, doesn't it? Because suddenly there's a lot going on, there's a lot to deal with. There's 16 jumping efforts out there from that point of view.
It does, yeah. It's a big ordeal, and everyone's trying their best. They want everything to go as close to perfect as they can. But I think it's a huge advantage for the like of Molly and whoever, like they've jumped numerous times here under the lights, and they can show their experience.
Balunita for the Wembley Palms by Balunito, and it is out of mare called Cora for Nick de la Joya now for the Wembley Farms, and Balunita will be the Westphalian that he rides again. Another one coming through, the 9-year-old here with Nick. Actually, horse that was with Gavin Moylan previously in Canada rode this one as well, with Nick coming into the FEI classes through the 2 stars midway through last year. So again, this is a horse very much on the rise. This is sort of where you expect a big night for this type of horse to be, to say, okay, let's see what we've got. He came out, looked at the course, really assessed whether it was the right thing for them to come and do.
Yeah, I haven't seen so much of this horse. I've seen a little bit during the summer, and he's a beautiful horse. He jumps like great fashion. He's a flashy jumper. Nick's giving a great ride there.
But he looks compact and powerful, doesn't he?
You know, he looks very rideable. Yeah, he wants to be good. Good effort here. He's coming. His father Norman, he's an absolute genius. I actually try and get a few flat lessons from him there, time to time.
I don't blame you. Just drops the skinny there from that point of view. Gets out into the corner.
Just a little bit at the front rail now. It's hard for the greener ones sometimes. Like when they have one down near the end, they lose a bit of concentration. Then it's hard.
And that just comes with experience, but that's
exactly,
yeah. Absolutely.
This horse will definitely, if he was to go in again, I think he'd probably jump a clear round.
Yeah. Just seeing them here, this is just the skinny that they had down, little delicate fence from that point of view. And you say they just have a fence there, and it just maybe breaks the concentration.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
From a younger horse's point of view, yeah, you just start to have the fences down the front.
Just unravel a little.
Yeah, as you say though, you actually go away from this with a better partnership together.
You do, yeah, and like you can't. This horse for sure could come back and jump 2 holes bigger and jump a clear round.
Catherine Driscoll now, Don Stewart's Hidalgo, and this the Dutch bred now 12-year-old Baika Toki. Now for her string of wins last season, for her indeed as well. She was out for a good while at the end of the season, injured as well. Good to see her back in action as well. And she was certainly in action all the way through last year. Really good finishes in a whole list of Grand Prix, went fantastically. Again at Traverse City, started well here in Wellington the early part of the year. Really gritty, strong riders getting there. Just has an early round, just sort of continued through it, didn't they?
They did a little. I was just going to say if she's clear, she's probably going to be one to watch.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, she's just back after an injury, and maybe it might just take her another week or 2 to get really back into the swing of it. I'm sure her horses are maybe good effort coming out.
And that was because you saw them land and then just
hesitated for a second,
just a split second to say intelligently go, I've got this.
Yeah, it's still, the horse was still with her, yeah, it didn't abandon her. But no, the horse had enough class then and enough scope to jump out. Pretty nice. It is hard to come back after an injury if you're out for that long to go straight. I know she did go like pretty quick back into the big classes.
Finishing on a total of 8 there, 72.062. It's 8 for Kathleen Driscoll this time and Hidalgo, so holding at the 4 clears so far. Adrian Sterling, Rennie Tebble, Harry Charles and Molly Ash Corley from that point of view. You just see them back. Let's see an early rail for them. Just starting to get into the turn there. And smart through the triple combination. Here's the late double.
Yeah, that's hard. Like, I think if you can square your turn maybe a little bit more. Again, it's easy for me sitting up here. But
you just start to cut it in.
Yeah, I think you just kind of like shifted through his left shoulder, and then it just got lucky at the front rail.
So holding at the 4 clears at the moment. Eve Jobs on course with Ingmar. Great to see Eve back in the frame as well. She's a past Pan Am medalist and really taking the sport back to full part of her life again now. And for her, finished well in Thermal, finished well in Monterey as well, down in Mexico. Is setting out with some new horses this season as well, which is going to be really interesting to see. But she's such a really top class rider, isn't she?
She is, yeah. I think Dara Cairns had this horse for a while.
Could well have done.
He done some great results, to be fair. It is a lovely horse, yeah. She rides great.
On the outside there.
A little bit.
All together for the finish. Focused on. Time should be just
well
about
done.
okay. Yeah, there we go. And into the 73 mark, 73.772. Time allowed is 74.
Perfect.
Good though for a clear, and gives us the 5th of the clears from that point of view. And it is there into clear round number 5 of this Palm Beach Equine Clinic National Grand Prix as well.
Right.
Well, Dara Kenny now, and Dara with 0K. Christian, you're going to be down training, so we're going to let you go for a minute.
Perfect.
You're going to head down there, and taking over is Michael Duffy. So Christian Core steps to one side. Michael, good evening.
Yeah, hi Steve. It's good to be here.
I wanted to keep up the Irish flavour. Dara Kenny in the ring, 0K from this point of view, and Michael, if you're not familiar with him, is a top-class 5-star rider. Produced a whole host of fantastic horses. Great to see you back here in Wellington again here as well. And obviously you've seen plenty of Dara over the years.
Yeah, we've been blessed to be on plenty of teams and that kind of stuff with Dara. He also doesn't need much of an introduction. He's one of the best in the business. So yeah.
You've been watching how this has unfolded so far. Dara here through the triple combination, just again, very nice and balanced.
Yeah, it's quite a fair track tonight, I would say. There's a few clears, but enough to jump under the lights, etc. This is quite a new horse for Dara. He wouldn't have that much experience with him in the ring, so a good test for him. You know, under the lights, he'll get a good feel, and it looks quite good so far.
A horse that was been through the hands of the likes of Martin Fuchs and Andre Oplitek before now. As you say, into the string recently, went very well with this in the last couple of weeks as well in preparation. This is another one that could well go up the ranks. Getting the turn in there, and again, it's quite hard for us to see from this angle, but it's not so easy always to get into that corner and go for it.
Yeah, exactly, and you're facing back into the VIP, and you know you're jumping up against the wall, so it's enough to look at. But yeah, I would say Darren would be happy enough with that. Obviously, he'd prefer a clear, but he's still getting the feel for it, and looks a nice horse.
There we go. So just drops the 1 foot cent. Quite a few on 4 faults there. Dara Kenny going into 7th place so far. Ashley Bond the quickest to the 4s in 6th place at the moment. Christian and I have been talking about the fact, you know, it's a bit of a mixed field in tonight. You've got 5-star experienced combinations, probably getting ready for 5 stars in a few weeks' time. You've got those that are just younger horses, the 9-year-olds coming in there. It's actually a really interesting mix of horses to see. Actually, for an aficionado, it's quite an interesting class to watch.
Sure, and riders too. I mean, you've got 2 very young men in there tonight,
Yeah.
in JJ Torano and Tony Storman. So
that I'll talk to you about in a minute.
yeah, so like it's yeah, and then you've got the likes of Richie here. So it's good for everyone. It's good for the horses and the riders.
Absolutely, another of the world's top 10 now in Richard Vogel of Germany. Viva Las Vegas, 9-year-old Holsteiner by Vagabond de la Pomme. Also has been ridden by partner Sophie Hinners before now. In the young horse class is an 8-year-old here as well. And let's see with Richie. The really thing interesting with Richie, he's arrived with a number of horses that we haven't seen, some new horses. He swept up the first of the Grand Prix because he's like that.
Yeah, yeah. I had a good chat with Richie last week in Basel, and he's left his best horse there, United Touch, at home in Europe for the World Cup finals, and he said he has enough of experience now. He doesn't need to be at a show every week, so it's good to get these newer horses and younger horses up to level and up on par with the other ones. So yeah, there's that turn again.
But again, you felt as he was coming into the turn, he was then starting to put a little bit of come on.
Yeah, as you said, that corner, it's a bit darker up there, and you're turning back, and it's only an 8-year-old horse, so a lot of these horses tonight will be learning, and yeah, you'd like to think they won't do it again.
They're looking at what's the crowd in there, what's, as you say, that you go and there's lots going on in that corner of what do I get into there and
absolutely,
get going.
And the lights are so impressive,
Yeah.
It does really catch their eye.
Well, unfortunately, it is dropping a couple of rails there for Richie Vogel in the end. Well, actually, 1 rail down, 4-4-69-880. But again, for him, this is going to be a horse that's probably come out literally 1 or 2 times with him.
Yeah, and listen, no one likes knocking a fence, but he'll be happy enough with that. Unfortunately, when they're getting miles on the clock and earning their stripes, they're going to make mistakes along the way.
We'll pick up here with Diego Vivero and Only UZ, and again a little bit more experienced horse from that point of view, being the 13-year-old here, as a rider rode at the Pan Am Games previously as well. And again, it's an interesting night, because not usually we'd be sort of saying, oh, 4 faults, you're kicking yourself a little bit of that. We don't want to sound like a broken record, but there's a few in there going, yeah, I'd be happy with that tonight.
Absolutely, yeah, and just cutting their teeth for the first time, and yeah, getting into this. It's a long circuit too, so there's plenty of these horses. This is their first time out, and they'll be happy enough.
Time-wise, it's been coming, and again, this pair seems to be settling a bit more. A couple of early rails for them, and as you as a rider, what's your role really here is to keep the ship as steady as possible, isn't it?
Absolutely. Listen, I got a good bit of advice once upon a time, which was take it fence by fence, and regardless of clear or 1 or 2 down, you gotta just keep picking them off one by one.
Unfortunately, deciding to retire by the looks of it there for Diego Vivero, having a few fence down there with Only UZ. You mentioned the young riders in there. We've already seen JJ Torano. Did you watch him?
To be honest, I'd never seen him ride in the flesh before, but I was mightily impressed. What age is he again?
14.
14. Holy moly!
What were you doing at 14? I know you were riding.
Yeah, no, I was riding as well. I wasn't jumping 150 Grand Prix, but we were probably galloping around on ponies.
Catherine Passmore now, and Catherine, who actually won Grand Prix out in Ireland. She won the Mill Street Grand Prix last year as well on this horse, Freedom DESB. And as you know, that's a pretty competitive competition to go and win out there at Mill Street. One of yours that I'm sure you went to in the early years.
100%, yeah. No, Catherine's had a few nice horses down through the years. I compete a lovely horse that she used to ride called RMF Cinema for Monica McCourt. So she knows the ropes. She knows a good horse when she's got one.
5 clears so far in this Palm Beach Equine Clinic National Grand Prix. Course-wise, I've got a little bit of insight from Christian. Give me what you think in terms of where the real meat of this comes. Let's take a look at the triple combination coming up here as well, of your thoughts of how this rides.
Yeah, I think it's quite fair, the course in general. Triple combination there, as you see, has its own problems to deal with. Always a vertical oxer takes a bit of control to come in, and then natural grunt or scope to get out from the horse themselves. So it's enough to jump, and yeah, it's about, I suppose, if you can get in normal and relaxed on the hind end, then you have a much better chance of getting out.
Just a few of those on 4 tonight. Line down here, just on the one fence down, just on the 4 there, and so time-wise 72.548 for Catherine Passmore and Freedom SB. I talked about JJ Tirano, but the other one we mentioned, we've got a few in here of the teens, actually, from that point of view. Coming up, we've got Tony Stormans, who you work with Helena a lot, his mum. What do we expect from Tony? Yeah. He's tall, he's 17 years of age.
Yeah, he had his 17th birthday last week. He's, again, for his age, he'd have a lot of mileage, but not for this level. You know, he jumped his first one of these a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, he's a great man. I've the pleasure of working with him every day, so you have to, tip your hat to him as well. Like, it's not easy for these kids.
And another one I'm going to pull out in the field comes up later, which you'll possibly are or not so familiar with, Rachel Proudley, who's riding there with Richard Howley. She won the Puissance at London, jumped 6'9".
Yeah, she's a great girl.
Yeah.
She's again from very modest upbringing. She's very talented. The bits I've seen of her now, she's mightily impressive.
Yeah, I watched her be third at the Horse of the Year show in the Puissance then, and then jump and win the Puissance in London. Anyway, Jorge Capdevila is also incredibly talented and has competed through to the Pan American Games, did that superbly as well. And now actually comes through a horse that was produced with the Beerbaums, going back with Philip Weishaupt and Owen McMahon as well. This is Mescorial PS and the 11-year-old Hanoverian by Cornet. Here from Chile, trains with Dara Kenny.
Yeah, I believe so. This is a very, very nice horse. I saw it jump the first big class in jump the Grand Prix in Valkenswaard last summer with Philip Weishaupt, and it was impressive there. I suppose he'll feel a bit unlucky actually in the combination there.
It wasn't much of a touch.
No, I think the horse, listen, he'll learn from that, but he was maybe thinking of getting out before he had finished Part B.
There we go, just on the 4, and a couple of a time there, 75.066. Again, will be probably, I'm pretty sure it's the first time this pair have been under the lights from that point of view. Early rounds together for this partnership. You'd take quite a lot away from that, wouldn't you? Let's take a look in the triple combination.
Yeah, I mean, if that was my horse and first time, I'd be very, very happy with it. The horse is everything, it looks to me. Again, I think he was, the horse himself just backed up on C before he had Part B finished. I'm sure if you built that again, or if you could ride it again, he's clear, you know.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. You've been so much involved with the production of horses over the years from that point of view. Major Tom, didn't you?
Yeah,
have that hand in Major Tom, didn't you?
Yeah, I had Major Tom in his last year before Rodrigo bought him.
Yeah. And let's go and take a look as we take a break. These are the jump-off qualifiers. Adrian Sterlich, Cayetana, Harry Charles, Sherlock, René Tebel, Nabucco, Molly Ash-Corley and Conrad and Eve Jobs and Igmar are the clears so far on the lineup. And very well done to them as we come to our halfway stage, and we are going to be heading into a few words from our sponsors here in Wellington as well. Don't go too far away, but lots coming up for you in our second half in a few moments' time.
From no-drill mud flaps and water-repellent seat protectors to our laser-measured floor liners, WeatherTech has everything you need. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com. the ultimate protection for your vehicle.
I drink Brain Java House Brew, packed with the brain power blend of essential vitamins and minerals my brain needs every day to get it done. Be mindful, be present, turn on your brain.
At Palm Beach Equine Clinic, we know your horse is not only a superior athlete, but a part of your family. With more than 30 veterinarians, 4 board-certified surgeons, and the most technologically advanced equine imaging suite in the country, our team has all the skill sets required for accurate diagnosis and successful treatment. Palm Beach Equine Clinic is committed to providing exceptional service and care for both patients and owners. Visit equineclinic.com today to make us a part of your team.
Well, getting set to return to our second half. Our thanks to Palm Beach Equine Clinic, the official veterinarian of the Winter Equestrian Festival. You can visit their website at equineclinic.com or follow Palm Beach Equine Clinic on Facebook and Instagram as well. They'll keep you all up to date. And presenting our live streams throughout is Dodd Technologies, an industry leader in creative design and technology support services for sports, entertainment, corporate and special events as well. You can visit them online at doddtechnologies.com as well. And our thanks to the USEF as well, also supporting sponsor of our live stream, in part with the support of US Equestrian Federation and the USEF network as well. Through our first half, 5 clears so far, and as we come to a 5 to 8 local time here in Wellington, Florida, it's Molly Ash-Corley, Harry Charles, Rennie Tebble, Adrian Sterlitz and Eve Jobs on the 0 list so far tonight. So 23 gone so far. In fact, we 22, 1 scratch in that first round, and then so of the remaining group to take us up to 45 in this $50,000 Palm Beach Equine Clinic National Grand Prix here as well. So we're going to take a look at how they got there. Those are the 5 clears so far. Adrian, Harry, Renee, Molly and Eve on the list so far. Who will join them? We've got a very strong list coming up into the second half of this as well. So let's take a look at a few of the rounds and where the rails were falling, and early shots for the likes of Ashley Bond and Nightwish. Last fence dropping for them. It's been a real mix of where the fences have been dropping. Ali Worthington coming through that final double from that point of view. Just has the second part down there. Cian O'Connor, another newer one for him into this level. Just a little short on the step over the red vertical, and then on to Tom Watchman and Hawaii with another of the younger horses making a real effort through the triple combination here as they head on out, but just give it a little bounce on the way out as they go. Superb list of riders through. Alex Granato And again, stepping up ride for Roc de la Coste. And a little bit of work through the triple combination there, with Alex just trying to give them every encouragement and confidence. Lynn Cliburn and Louis for the British rider just sits up through that triple combination and takes 2 parts there with them as they go. Fence is falling in all directions as you start to see around here, including the early ones there. First fence for JJ Tirano and Vitus K. Then Rally Hyla and Lennox. Skylar Riley and Booster 13 horse that she's produced right the way through from the young horse ranks just continues on that stairway now. And Nick De La Joyo and Balunita as another of the next generation coming through, just having the skinny down as they go. Another of the light, delicate fences for them as well. Into that final double. Just starts to get to the longer end of the course here for the younger ride too, as they have the final fence. But lots of potential, lots of excitement to come for them yet in the future. Catherine Driscoll and Hidalgo on 4 faults coming into that final line. Adds the double there as well. Clear of the final fence. Just taking the cut there on the turn for Cat Driscoll. Dara Kenny, 0k. Just having to have a little extra drive going into the double. Just unfortunately has that down. But overall, a very good round for them together. And then Richie Vogel, the German rider too. A little bit stuck coming into the double with the rider Viva Las Vegas. Another very good horse coming through. Unfortunately having to cut the round short early for Diego Vivero and Only You. Didn't quite work out for them this time. Here through the triple combination. Came out of it well. But just unfortunately a flatter shot down there. Catherine Passmore and the Mill Street Grand Prix winning combination with Freedom. Little rub on the way into the triple combination from that point of view. And just leans on the final part to add 4 to the score. Jorge Madcap TV are going to be excited to see more from Mescorio PS. Horse has jumped very well through with the Beerbaum team before now. And with 5 clears on the board today, getting set to get back underway here in Wellington any moment now. Adrian Sterlicht, Harry Charles, Rennie Tebble, Molly Ash-Corley and Eve Jobs the clear so far. We may well double that up to 10. We may go even further than that. Who knows? We will see. Alongside me is Irish Team International rider Michael Duffy, who's sitting in for a few. Christian Coyle's just gone down to train Alexis Bodo. He's going to be back shortly as well. What's your initial take on what you've seen here this evening in terms of they've handled the courses well? We've got some really interesting combinations that have come out of this. Who's stood out for you from that point of view?
Yeah, I mean we've had very fair competition. I would say there's been no disasters, but plenty of hard luck stories too. As I said, you know, coming here with fresh eyes, I thought young JJ Tirano to me for his age was extremely impressive. Yeah. Jorge's horse, Mescorial, that to me looks like a championship 5-star Grand Prix horse.
And I'm going to let you throw it into the second half of this. Taking a look down the list there, who would you be picking through here that's going to be very interesting to see? Obviously, Christian Cook, Just Be Gentle, pair that was second to Harry Charles in the London Grand Prix last year at the Global Champions Tour there. The highly experienced McLean Ward and First Lady. Let's put them to one side. Yep. What about the rest through there? Where would you be picking on those that you won't have seen all these riders before?
No, Rodrigo has a very nice horse in Corrie. That was bred by the Mersch Foreman, so we work quite closely with. That's quite an interesting horse. Obviously, young Tony Stormans. We'll have to put our money on him again. Bertram as a very nice young horse, Bertram Allen that is, and Nicola Philipparts has the Mexico City Grand Prix winner in Luna.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of these guys would be using this Grand Prix just to get a run under the lights, and you know, you'll probably see them aiming up at one of the 5 stars in a couple of weeks.
You're going to be here with us for a few weeks. You've probably taken a look around the warm-up, taken a look around the rings, seen who's here. It's a pretty strong season this year when you look around.
I mean, nowadays there's so many. There's no such thing as a soft 5-star or 4-star Grand Prix, but I suppose in the winter months it's a big draw. You know, the weather, the climate, and the facility here in the main ring in Wellington. So there really is, unfortunately, nowhere to hide.
Yeah, we're somewhere in there with 6 to 8 of the world's top 10 with us through the season. So
and then the next 50 are as good as them. So
absolutely.
you know, you know, you have to earn it around here. You don't get anything handed to you.
Absolutely. So it is not going to be easy stuff. Max Watchman now is the next of the Watchman brothers competing here tonight. Burlock said for the Coolmore show jumping once again. Coolmore, of course, the name many will know through the world of racing as well. Burlock said he's a horse he's ridden on the Nations Cup at Hickstead, Deauville last season as well. You've probably been at similar shows or even on teams with him from that side of things. Former rider of Simon de Lestre of France. What's your thought here?
Yeah, Max is a good friend of mine. Actually, we rode the team in Brussels together last year with this horse. So, hey, the horse has plenty of experience, and Max as well for his age. I think Max is only 21 or 2. He's
21.
He's still a young lad, but he's an Aga Khan winner at 18 or 19. So he's you know, for his age, he's you know, highly decorated, shall we say.
Absolutely. He was, 21 in December, I think we were talking about there in California. So, yeah, and his brother's already been, who's, 19. So, let's say it's Max's turn now. Again, trains with Keane O'Connor. Michael, talk us, for those just joining us, talk us through a few of the numbers on the course of what you'd expected to see.
Yeah, actually, when I walked the course, I thought 1 to 2 more people would do a steady 9, but they've been cruising up on the 8. Then you've got quite a nice 5 to a 7 across the second line, and then you square up for the combination. You can see Burlux is having a little look on his way around. Max is doing a good job. He's keeping him on his game. I suppose the beauty of them, they've known each other a while, this pair. So yeah, then you square up here. There's a little bit of an open 7 up here to this oxer, then to quite a delicate 4 to a skinny white vertical. So and then you have to turn a bit blind back here on your double, the second last, with a good oxer in, and he's making light work of it here, Max.
He certainly is. There we go. It is straight into the clears, clear round number 6 there. Max Watchman going clear with Burlock said. But again, 14-year-old that's jumped on, as you say, Nations Cups, etc. They will be one with an eye on the 5 stars in a few weeks' time. That was sort of be expected.
Yeah, listen.
Nothing's to give away.
Yeah, exactly. There's no sure things in show jumping, but as I said, you know, this horse has been to the Olympics. Max has done plenty, and they'll be gearing up now to the next couple of weeks, I would imagine.
Absolutely. So adding to the clear list, Max Watchman, Burlock said. And there we go to Alexis Bodo now of the USA, Birthday Boy. Belgian-bred horse by Dumercy Van Tienel, which was the horse that Beth Underhill rode at one point and won the Le Bourg Grand Prix.
Exactly, yeah.
Owned by the Reins. And now Alexis, say Christian's headed down in the seat. You're going to be shooting back down maybe to help with Tony as well.
He's probably chewing his fingernails out.
And again, Alexis would be one who wouldn't get into seeing the Saturday nights too much. So this again is a good experience for them. As I say, it's something for everyone tonight. There's going to hold such the spectrum of people involved in tonight's Grand Prix is huge.
And I suppose, you know, this is a great stepping stone, this class. You know that these riders can get in there and lay down a benchmark. You know, put their hat in the ring, as they say.
formation on the short side of the arena. Good so far, Michael.
Yeah, she's doing a lovely job here so far. Looks a very very good horse too. Very straight, pricks his ears. So far so good. I knew I shouldn't have said that.
Well, I was about to say, now's the really tough bit, is getting down into this double from that point of view. A little touch there. Coming him on the 8. Might have a little bit of time in here as well. Final fence just going. 76, 729, 12 jumping 3 time for Alexis Bodo and Birthday Boy. But again, into here that they've not been into before like this.
No, and to be honest, I don't think the score actually reflects the round, to be honest. You know, it was a very good round, very solid round. And yeah, just got a bit caught up at the end. But yeah, I ultimately, you know, there was no...
And also, if you're not too used to the big Grand Prix courses, as some of the younger horses and the less experienced combinations are, as Christian said earlier, it's quite a long way round.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's daunting, and you've got the lights, and you've got all that, you know. So, as I said, you know, that was a pity actually, because it was a good effort.
It was a better round than the score suggests. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Natalie Leibovitz now, and Natalie with her own in the 3 Graces dressage. Kiss Me is the Dutch-bred, now 10-year-old by Cornet Oberlinski for Natalie. And quickly in with that clear from Max Watchman and Burlock Zed, taking us to 6 so far. And there's the jumps at here in Wellington last year, and try on through the summer as well. And the plank goes down. I actually thought that was going to probably fall more than it has done.
Yeah, I haven't seen it fall too much so far anyway, but yeah, it's, again, maybe just caught them by surprise a bit quick off the turn.
The red related distance.
Another horse by the great Cornet Oberlinski.
You've ridden a few by Cornet, haven't you?
Had a good few down through the years now, I must say, yeah.
I'll come back to it in a second. On the 4 at the moment for Natalie Leibovitz and Kiss Me, just on the 4 fault so far. Might just be a little over the time. We'll see. It's going to get close to it. Yeah, 1 for time, 75.074 there. 8 jumping, 2 time for Natalie and Kiss Me. Cornet Oberlinski, what's his offspring like? Because as I say, you've ridden a few over the years.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Cornet, I must say. There's an old saying that scope never goes out of fashion, and it does make it easier. They can be a little bit stubborn at times to deal with, but absolutely, you know, one of the best stallions of our generation.
If you want a big scopy horse.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember, you know, one of the first ones, you know, to come on the scene that I saw at the time was Danny Goldstein had a good horse called Casper.
Yeah.
Big Bay, and he was phenomenal scope. And then you had Camille Faux, who was, you know, all blood, all action and technique. So, you know, ultimately it's a sign of a good horse when there are multiple different mares and getting jumpers.
On to Hilary McNerney now, and the US rider with Zalando Royal, the Westphalian by Zinedine, is now the 10-year-old for Hilary. Comes through a number of 2 and 3 stars last year. So again, this would be hitting the level that they should handle all right. But this is a nice Grand Prix coming in for a horse that's jumped outdoors in the sunlight on 2 and 3 star level.
Sure, and then a lot of these horses and riders would have had a Christmas break and you know would have been setting up, so they're also knocking off a few cobwebs. But there's only one way to get mileage for the horses, isn't there? That's to get in there.
Oh, that was, you know, well, the second part, the last part came down, but the second part was a very ungenerous faller. Zalando by Zinedine, which was a Beerbaum horse again, I think.
Yeah, actually, and the father of Zinedine now, who had his grand appearance with Harry Charles there a couple of days ago. So that would be.
But he's going to be ridden by Eve.
For Eve, yeah. But isn't it great that they can, work with each other too?
Yeah. There we go. It's finishing on a total of 12 there, 73.915 there. Hirit Murni and Zalando Royal. As you say, looking forward to seeing Zinedea as well. We're starting to mention the horses as well, the style horses that are here. They're going to feature through the season, but Eve Job's going to be riding that, but partner Harry Charles has been riding it this week because she's been busy on a whole list of other horses as well.
Yeah.
What did we make here through the triple combination? To say it just seemed to be it just bounced up in the cup. That's where we got a little bit more of a shot of it there.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of the horses, they're because it's on the short side, you're kind of jumping into the combination off a tight turn and immediately having to turn at the back of it. So there's quite a few of them just backed up a touch, maybe getting out, and yeah, that's why it's there. Vertical oxer is always tough.
Brazilian Olympic champion and multi-Olympian Rodrigo Pessoa now for the Artemis Equestrian Farm Corrie 9 by Comilfo, which you've just mentioned from that point of view as well. And also was back going to Jana Vargas of Germany too. Going to be really interesting. They went superbly early last season as they were developing through the two-star Grand Prix in North Salem and so forth. But as you said, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this horse develops.
Yeah, he's always been quite a good horse in Germany. As I said, the Mersch Foremans bred him and had him as a young horse who, as I said, we'd work quite closely with. And then Ashford Farm purchased the horse, and yeah, with great success with Jana. He's still quite young. The horse suits Rodrigo. I would say, he's an amazing man to relax those highly strung horses and blood horses. So and the horse, you can see he's modern. Like he's fast, he's quick, he's careful. He's going to win plenty, I'm sure.
Got a chance here with one from home. There we go, nicely done. And so adding to the clear list, number 7 there is Rodrigo Pessoa, Corrie 9. What did you think now you've seen him in action?
Yeah, listen, we all know Rodrigo. He's probably the most decorated rider of all time, and it's great to see him back here now with some good horses again. Major Tom, and Corrie's still young. He's gonna step up and do some bigger classes, I'm sure, this winter. So I think it's going to be good.
But you could see there was lots of energy from the horse, wasn't there? As you say, plenty of blood, as we would put it in the industry.
Yeah, you're always just trying to. It's always a nice feeling when you don't have to push. You're always just trying to just keep them relaxed and pick it off, So
you're getting in the Ferrari. You touch
exactly.
the pedal and it
gone.
roars.
Yeah. You don't have to create.
You're not trying to push a Rolls Royce.
Exactly. Yeah.
You glide in a Rolls Royce. Harry with a clear. We've got Adrian with a clear. We've got Rennie Tebble with a clear. Molly Ash Corley, Eve Jobs, Max Watchman, and now Rodrigo Pessoa, Tony Stormans, and the HS Sport Fairs Donjon de Chassot is the French-bred horse by Vigo CC. For the 17-year-old here now. Already he's been a gold medalist through children's, competed in young riders and juniors. It's had national wins here already. Former rider of Daniel Meach of New Zealand as well, which his mum Helena was training at 1.2. And next generation of Helena and Tim. Helena Stillmans, who went on to win Grand Prix after Grand Prix in a fantastic career. But he's really made Wellington home here as well, and just comes through there really controlled really nicely. Yeah,
I mean it's a lovely horse. We've had him about a year. He came off a good friend of mine, Darren McCarthy, owned him, and Tony rode him for them for a bit, and then it was lucky that we could get to buy him for Tony. He's doing a good job here so far. I mean, for his age, Tony, he's incredibly cool and collected.
Ooh,
yeah.
Little tap at the last. That's just enough to stop the heartbeat for a split second. 72.575, Tony Stallmans and Donjon de Chassot. What's your take, knowing that you're going to go back and see Helena in a minute?
Listen, it's fantastic. I mean, the fact that he can even get into these classes, is brilliant. And listen, he's a great lad. I could sit here for hours and tell you how good he is, but ultimately you're going to see it now in the years to come. One thing with Tony, he doesn't talk. He does his talking in the ring.
Yeah.
I think that's his pedigree coming out now.
And really, you saw there, he really worked to get that stride back, because he dropped into the middle of the line there and went whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, we work with each other every day, and we've been on his case now with a lot of different things, and you can see how but you can see how good he is.
But the good thing is, in the nice way, he's also surrounded by talent. He's got you there, he's got Helena, he's got Dad there, you've got all of that, and the other people that work with you as well.
And all for the right reason, I have a very good horse that I'm going to jump in the Grand Prix next week. That he rode him for a year last year, so we work well together.
So he sets them up for you, is how it works.
Well, and I nick him back, yeah.
Ansgar Hodges Jr. and Chaplou, not much difference in age here either as well. The Oldenburg by Chaco Blue, and he had his first Grand Prix win here last year as well, out on the grass with a single clear. And going to be very interested to see how he features here tonight. He's been jumping in the U25s as well.
Yeah, Ansgar's got some great tutelage from René Tebel as well. I mean, you'll not find again a more dedicated and knowledgeable man. So it's great, for these younger riders to be surrounded by such a wealth of knowledge.
Just sitting on the 4 faults. Just going to be under the time, should be all right. At there, 4 faults, 73, 9:48 there. It is for Ansgar Hodges Jr. and Chaplou. This time around, a 30th in the order of 45 as we take a look at the start list for this one. Again, different fence that drops. So in terms of Catsy Cruz's course tonight, she's got it well spread around.
Yeah, which is a great sign of a course builder, and a lot of 4 faults. There's been no disasters, as they say. So, very, very, very smart, clever course building.
Let's take us to Stella Wasserman now, 19 years of age. We've got a good few of the teens in here and not much beyond that as well. So it's this wonderful mix in here. Stella with the Beechwood Stables, Ilias now for her. Again, she's been competing in the U25. She's already a medalist through the juniors and young riders, both times in Team Silver. Jumped well at the Hamptons, this former ride of Annabelle Revis as well. And Beechwood Stable, of course, some fantastic horses with McLean Ward too. Stella, also with a horse that McLean was jumping to. I'm not sure whether he won earlier today. He was damn close anyway.
yeah.
So another of the young talents coming through from the US, but this is a really good opportunity for them. She's started to jump some of the much bigger classes tail end of last year.
Got plenty of talent. This horse. I wouldn't be that familiar with it, but it's looking quite good so far.
Yeah, it's by Emerald, which was the horse ridden by Harry Smolders when he was world #1, alongside several others, but he certainly stamped his mark.
Yeah, if there is a bogey fence, it's definitely A of that double, isn't it?
And even though we're sort of sitting behind it, you can almost see them just coming that little bit tight on the turn.
Yeah, and a few of them just get caught drifting in the corner, and as we said earlier, then you're turning towards. You have to turn away from the gate, but then back alongside the wall, up by the VIP. So it does just take their eye. Yeah, but that was a very good effort, I must say.
And so 4 jumping 2-time there for Stella Wasserman and Elias Mimi Gotchman now. And again, has already proved herself too at the, well, looking like the grand old age of 20 now, the way this class is going. Cosmos BH, winning combination in the Grand Prix at Upperville as well last year as well, into the Nations Cup at Falsterbo in Sweden. Mimi also trains with Dara Kenny of Ireland. I feel like there's been an Irish thread running through some of this evening. So you've got the Irish have got plenty of influence at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a bit of a generational thing.
Yeah.
The amount of the talent coming out of Ireland in many different forms, riders, trainers, is you know, it's yeah. I don't really know how to put it or why, but it's.
But you've always been a horse country, that's the thing.
Absolutely. But I mean, we've, you know, the level of dedication, I suppose, the last few years, and to get good horses and people, you know, supporting the team is phenomenal.
You'd have seen Mimi a few times, I would imagine.
Yeah, she's well able
what
to
are you
ride.
making of this?
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw her was Miami Global a few years ago. She's I tell you, she's quite tough. She's competitive, which I personally love to see someone go in and win a class. You see, even there, has a little look at the Liverpool, and she's not afraid to get stuck in and bring home a clear.
There she goes, on to the 9th clear so far, Mimi Goshman and Cosmos BH. So it's the 4 of them coming into our second half of the class so far. Mimi and Cosmos BH giving us the next of those on the list. Nicely done for them. Still remaining with the likes of Bertram Allen, Nicola Philipparts, Michael Morrissey, Chris Uwanowski, Erin Ballard, just to name a few coming up. There again, just through that double, kept her line, kept it going well. Christian Kukuk now, the now Olympic champion, since he won the Rolex Grand Prix here last year. It's been a long year for him. It's been an amazing year for him.
Yeah.
In everything. Beerbaum Stables, Just Be Gentle. It was a horse that was second to Harry Charles in the London Grand Prix from that point of view, and it was also he rode in the Rolex Top 10, second in the Grand Prix in Rotterdam. So doesn't need much more of a resume than that.
No, absolutely. I mean, you know, we've watched quite a bit of her. I mean, I remember her winning the Grand Prix in Doha as a 9-year-old with Philip Weishout. She's one of the most talented probably in the sport at the minute, and you know, again, what the Beerbaum Stables do and keep bringing out, not just one horse for one rider. I mean, they've got a string of horses for multiple riders, so that's, I know I find it hard to keep myself horsed, let alone you know, as many as they do.
Again, not a big surprise, but good to see. Did a little touch at the last.
Yeah, for me, I thought she jumped fantastic there.
Yes.
She's as you said, I wouldn't imagine she's done much since Geneva, so she's probably 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, so she's entitled to have a little look around. She's quite a special mare, but you know, you'll not get one with more talent anyway.
Well, adds to the clears, 10 of those into this jump off so far, the $50,000 National Grand Prix. Not sure anyone's had a National Grand Prix without such a strong field for such a very long time.
It's not really fair to the course builder, is it? But
yeah, we're just going to have a National Grand Prix and throw at you the Olympic team gold medalist, the Olympic champion. A whole host of superb young riders.
Absolutely, yeah.
And McLean Ward on a 5-star horse as well. Good luck.
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
Get him with it.
And so Venezuela's Antonio Jose Martinez Giori to go now, and Valdez is now 12 years of age by Vigo de Suey as the next to go in our lineup. Rider was silver previously at Bolivarian Games. Now, again, the horse has come to him in the last season or so. One would not have had as much mileage on a Saturday night from that point of view. Now, there were a number of a small number of Grand Prix that will run under the lights back at the tail end of last year as well, which gave good opportunity for some combinations that haven't been out here before. So hopefully that's translating too for some as well, to get some good ring time.
For sure. I mean, when we get another couple of weeks into circuit and the 4 and 5 stars start coming out thick and heavy, it's hard to get in, and then when you are, even harder to compete. So it is a good opportunity.
Talking of the 5 stars as well, for those that maybe haven't quite caught the news, that weeks 7 and 9, that's the Lugano Diamonds Grand Prix and the Bainbridge Grand Prix, an increase in prize money from what was originally planned. They've gone up to 500,000 apiece, and the Rolex Grand Prix 750,000 as part of the US Open Series as well. So that's going to be a good increase on the latter part of the year as well. So well done to the team there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not easy to run these shows and to do it all, but I suppose it's a reflection when you see all the top riders coming here, and as I said, even in this class, so they are putting back in as well. Yeah.
Well, from the point of view of our completed combination, 16 jumping 2-time there for Antonio, and Valdez at 75, 363 from then. Again, the triple combination playing a part. Colin Sakia representing the Philippines next. Christian Dominguez owns Hocus Pocus, Dutch-bred horse by Ultimo. He's here in the United States, previous medalist at the Asian Championships. Horse that actually was produced with Tim and Anna Wilkes, who just down the road in Sussex back in the day.
Yeah, I used to
ride. They
ride
headed off around the world
in show jumpers back in the day. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to see all these nice young horses actually, prove how good they are and see them ultimately where they should be.
You ride 5-star horses, but there's a number you've produced that have gone on to 5 stars with other riders. Which one's given you most satisfaction so far? Yeah,
listen, I always said at the time Major Tom was the purest jumper I ever had, so it's great to see him go on. At the start of my career I had a lovely mare called Miss Untouchable, which went to Leopold Van Asten, and he had great results with her. And yeah, I was kind of 19, 20 when I had her, so it was nice to know I wasn't wrong anyway when I liked her. So. But yeah, I suppose it's like everything. It's you have to be able to make a top horse as well as ride one. So there's no shame in producing good horses for good riders either.
Couple down here for Colin so far. We'll say a step up for this combination into a Saturday night from this point of view. Key here really as a rider, isn't it, in your head at this point, is to just keep calm and give them a good experience home. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, one of the things that stick in my head, my father always said to me, is you should always end it on a good experience, and that's every day, riding a horse at home or even bringing him out of the stable. So you should always try and end it on a good note. Jumps the last one. It's 12 jumping 2-time, total of 14 there, 75.853 for Colin Sakia there, and Hocus Pocus. From that point of view, 35 gone, 10 clears in this Palm Beach Equine Clinic Grand Prix tonight. Let's take another look back. Just a little hesitant to that Oxa. Yeah, possibly ran a bit closer than ideal, and the horse really worked off the front rail. Yeah, look, it happens, unfortunately. That's show jumping. Yeah, absolutely. So here into the final double, that's probably, as you say, been the biggest player in the course so far. Something pinged, I think, but there we go. Last fence. Yeah. Let's pick it up with Richard Howley now of Ireland. HK Horses Zodiac de Buisson Z, the now 10-year-old by Zirocco Blue, won a 5-star Grand Prix in Mexico last year as a 9-year-old. Jumped in California as well on the Major League Series there, and he's headed out here to the United States as well. And the new face coming onto the USA, and as I say, Rachel Proudly that rides with them comes up in a few more horses' time as well. But you'd have ridden with and against Richard on plenty of occasions, I'm sure. Yeah, I would have grown up with Richard. He's a couple of years older than me, but we grew up in the west of Ireland on the pony circuit and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and then we've ridden cups together. We were on a global team together last year, so we know each other quite well anyway. triple combination there. What would your advice be to someone riding it? If you're going back down to tell Tony, okay, you rode it well and rode it clear, but what would your advice have been?
Yeah, so listen, again, I remember, I know I was complimenting him earlier, Rodrigo Pessoa, he was our chef to keep for the Irish team when I was breaking through that time, and he always said, double of verticals regardless, make one extra.
Yeah.
So it's true, you know, it's kind of always stuck in the back of my head.
Just on the 4 there. Michael Duffy alongside me for the stages here, and there takes a turn. I think he might be saying they're retiring for the night. Yes, they are. Richard Howley decided to retire with Zodiac de Buisson-Z from that point of view.
Yeah, as I said, Richard, that's a hugely successful horse he's had, and he's probably he won't be overly worried. He'll have given it a nice experience and a nice run around, and I'm sure you'll see it out here in the next couple of weeks.
So I've actually now got 2 Irishmen in the box now as well, and Christian Coyle's returned, so we should confuse the audience with accents now. It is Canada and Erin Ballard at this point, with Epsilon de Brenil for Andrew Lopez. You'd be surprised to know with Erin, this is a fairly new ride for her. She's so brilliant at doing this. I'll throw that to Michael Duffy first, for those watching at home to try and keep up with this. Michael, she's so good at just getting on a horse and getting on with it.
Yeah, I remember, was it a couple of years ago, she was the leading lady rider in the world. Like, she's no stranger to success, and yeah, ultimately a bit like I like that in a rider. They just hop on and get on with it. You know, she doesn't dilly-daddle or make excuses. She just
figures it out.
Yeah, just gets on and goes.
Christian Coyle alongside me. You've been down training with Alexis down there. What was your thoughts on the course? And actually, we were saying up here, we felt the score didn't quite reflect how well she went, actually.
Probably, yeah. Again, it's for the first time the horse has been under the lights. She only had the horse maybe 3 or 4 months. Horse jumped brilliant, to be honest. It is. I think it's a horse that's going to jump bigger classes. Maybe fatigue got there maybe a little bit near the end. But it shows its quality where it can do the leave out to the Liverpool. It's actually it's proper horse, I think. And she's delighted with it, like quite happy and easy it is.
Yeah.
I honestly do think it's a horse that's going to jump. It's going to jump bigger classes.
Just on the 4 there, 69.382 for Erin Ballard and Epsilon de Brenil. Michael Duffy, what did you make of that?
Yeah, again, it was a very, very good round. I'm sure you'll see it out in a few weeks doing bigger and better things. Yeah, look.
Christian, you would ride alongside Erin quite on a regular basis, as we were saying. She's just so good at just being able to pick it up, and she figures horses out quickly.
She is, yeah. She's very natural. And again, if she's clear, she's probably the one to beat. She's one of the quickest riders there is out there. She probably was maybe the leading lady rider in the world at the minute.
Last year.
Last year she was, yeah.
Yeah, but it was actually flip-flopping between her and Tiffany Foster, and at one point they were on exactly the same points. So they were both leading lady rider in the world at the same time at one point. So we were following that one closely. Pablo Mayavia now, and for the Newsprint Farms with Lon Tender. There's a 9-year-old Dutch bred horse by Up to Date for our next to go here. Again, Christian, we wouldn't have an awful lot of background on this one, because this is one that's again coming in for some of their first times on a Saturday night. But I was saying a little bit earlier, there was some Grand Prix under the lights nationally before Christmas as well, and so some got some good experience there. But a horse like this, you know, this is a good night for it.
It's a great night, yeah. Yeah, Pablo is a good rider. I'd say him up around Westchester. He does a lot of the shows there. Socrates, Fairfield, he's there. He's always there with a bunch of horses, nice horses. He just was unlucky there at the Liverpool again. Good reaction.
Just on the 4-4 so far. There's been a few of those tonight. Did you get any feeling down there when you were all down in the warm-up that anyone's particularly worried about any part of the course, or are we just getting on with it?
No, not really, no. That was good. Yeah, he brought him home. Some of the horses, when they have one down near the end, they kind of fall apart a little bit and lose concentration, but he did a good job of bringing him home in 4 faults.
73.03 as a time, just on the 4 there. Then for the combination for Pablo. That little skinny red fence has been coming down quite a few times, but that's what it's there for. Triple combination. How did you and Alexis pull apart the triple combination afterwards? Any discussion on that or not?
No, she gave it a good ride. She did the 8 strides kind of center to center was normal enough. He was careful A and B, and then he gave a brilliant effort the Oxford coming out. Then she's seen a good one to the next Oxford, and then just kept rolling on the 5. And he was a brilliant horse to jump. It's one of the hardest jumps in it, and he showed his quality.
McLean Ward and First Lady have got plenty of quality together for this pair. The Robin Parsky's horse that's been a big winner already for these two. They won over in Europe in Dinar last season, won in California. Some big classes there back at the very end of last year as well. Michael Duffy, to throw it to you, you've competed against him plenty of times. I mean, what's I won't say what's the secret. What's so good about him?
Sure, McLean is, he's unlucky there now, I must say, but sure, he's one of the best in the business, McLean, for so many years, One thing I admire about McLean a lot is his perseverance. Like you'll not find that many more dedicated or focused or driven than him. What do you say?
He keeps going, keeps winning.
If you won a quarter what he's won, you'd have had an amazing career. So, he's one of the best.
Tick the box. Christian Coyle. Christian, what did you make of the round? I mean, overall, good.
It was a great round. Yeah, he just got unlucky. Maybe we'll see here. It's maybe shifted a little bit right, actually. I don't know. That's the only thing that looked maybe caused it the rail down, but jumped phenomenal everywhere else.
Sam Walker of Canada, now the 22-year-old with Gletscher EISE is the Dutch bred horse by Up to Date for Thea Stinnett as the next to go for Sam. Horse has actually been with Cormac Hanley going back and Dan Seifert amongst those that have competed this. You would have probably seen Sam a few times, Christian, from that point of view.
Yeah. Sam is no stranger to the bigger classes, the big night. That's a good start. Horse jumped lovely down the first line.
He had an amazing career through equitation, took it on well from there, sort of shot up in the big 5-star classes, and then has been really concentrated on bringing new horses through now, hasn't he?
Yeah. He has the ability and the feel and the touch to produce the horse to the highest level.
He was being very deliberate there.
He was. He gave it a good ride. It just he jumped in good and just like leaned on the middle part, to be honest.
Just on the 4 for Sam so far. Again, another combination that wouldn't have been under the lights here tonight without sounding like a broken record going through there from that point of view. Just on the 4 faults. 22-year-old. Double again. 8 faults overall, 72.455. Michael Duffy, to throw it to you. Not someone you would have seen a lot of. You've maybe seen a bit of him while you've been in Wellington. What did you make of that round?
Yeah, I wouldn't be, as I said, I'm only a part-timer here in the States.
Exactly.
I only come in and out.
I try not to give you the tough one.
Yeah, exactly. But listen, it was a good enough round. Maybe a hair quick into the combination, but good. It's a good effort.
The good thing is I'm hanging on to the two of you for a second for very good reasons, because Rachel Proudly now goes for Great Britain for the HK horses, and that's Richard Howley and team there as well. Rachel, 19 years of age, riding a horse that usually Richard's riding, Mancini Limited, which again has jumped some big tracks so far. And he won in Rome and Monaco with this horse. Rachel, 19, as I said a little bit earlier, won the London Puissance back into December of this year in front of a massive crowd on BBC. All the whole works that goes with it. She was terrifically brave there. She finished well at Horse of the Year show this year. You've seen a little bit of her?
Yeah, I'd have seen a bit of her jumping in England, and obviously through Richard, I'd have seen a lot more of her now. She's brilliant, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's very, what I'd call old school upbringing. She's very talented. She's done it the hard way. She rides young horses, old horses, until she can get her hands on. And I must say credit to Richard too, to bring her out here and step off one of his horses and give it to her. It's mightily impressive, the whole setup. And actually, I'm going to stay quiet now because I've cursed a few lately. For me, watching her, she rides way beyond her years.
Yeah, there we go. Very nicely done, Rachel Proudly, giving us clear rounds. Number 11, Christian, you wouldn't have seen much of her.
No, I don't.
That's
know.
why I was throwing it to Michael.
Yeah.
But as someone with fresh eyes, Christian Coyle, what do you think of that?
It looked pretty easy, to be honest. She did it fantastic. Actually, my drive down here, I was chatting to a friend of both Michael, my own Michael Dre. He actually was chatting about this girl. He said she's a brilliant talent. And this is actually the first time I've set eyes on her. She is, yeah, she's exceptional.
So Rachel Proudly flies the flag once again for the British. I'm going to step in on that one. Super stuff from there. I hadn't seen a lot of her until this year, and I was at Horse of the Year show, saw it at London, anything else, and really impressed with her. Now you both can take over because Bertram Allen is going in the ring with the Bullywald Stables Conquest de Rigo. 9-year-old here for Bertram. Throwing it to you, Michael. I'm going to guess that neither of you really have seen this horse from that side of things.
No, I haven't seen that much of it now. But Bertram, and his brother Harry and Maxie Lil, they're running one of the most impressive, dealing trading stables, a Logar auction, and still competing at these big levels. So there's a lot of good horses coming and going. So it wouldn't be unusual to see them arrive out with a new horse at every show. And I must say they jumped two good 9 and a 10-year-old outside on the grass there this morning. And this horse here, it's one looking better than the next, to be honest. I don't know.
Christian?
Yeah, these guys they just keep pulling the horses out. But again, Bertram could ride any horse, big, small, cold, hot. And we've obviously seen him at home on ponies, and he's won like anything there is to win. He's there or thereabouts. He's never far away.
Never far away, and he's not going to be far away again because he's going to be in the mix, giving us clear round number 12. Bertram Allen and Conquest de Rigo gives us the 12th clear round with 3 left to go. Belgium, USA for 2 of those left in the mix. So we've got a few representing Ireland in there as well.
He's cool he never gets flustered.
Yeah.
He's like very cool under pressure.
We've been talking about, while you were down training, we've been talking about production of horses as well. You've produced a number of horses that have gone on to the big levels as well. What gives you the most satisfaction in producing horses from that point of view? What, seeing them go on and then selling them.
Selling them.
Yeah. Aside from the obvious.
Yeah, no, definitely. To see them go on and fulfill their potential, what you think they can actually do, it's rewarding. Yeah.
And you continue to. You've got a big barn of horses, I'm sure.
We have a nice few horses at home that maybe not so many horses of my own for me to ride. I have 3 or 4 there. I have a bunch of younger horses down at home. There's Ronan Rothwell. He kind of looks after and minds them for me, and just take one at a time. And
Keep plugging away with
that's
it.
Producing
some very good horses.
That's it.
Nicola Philip-Arts keeps producing them. H&M Luna is certainly one of them from the Philip-Arts family. As you mentioned a little bit earlier on, Michael, Duffy, Mexico City winners, this pair from that point of view. I was there seeing them in action, but they've an early fence.
Yeah, early jump. Again, this mare was I think last time out in Riyadh, where they actually won the what's it called, the super team.
Super Grand Prix.
Yeah, one of them, the team class, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Stockholm Hearts. So
Yes.
probably
GCL,
hasn't been out.
yes.
GCL, that's the one.
Yeah.
She probably hasn't been out for a bit now. So again, yeah, I suppose just getting out and getting
Yeah.
a bit of practice in for the next few weeks.
In the Super Cups there, and the Super Finals. And all
Exactly,
the rest of it.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's all
Okay.
super stuff.
You think I'd get that right, wouldn't you? But anyway.
You're writing in it. I had to get it right more when I was talking about it. They're just going to be on the 4 now for them as well. So unfortunately not in the equation this time. And so Michael Morrissey will be coming up next. But again, that pair with Nicola Philipparts, 5 stars on the cards in a few weeks' time, no doubt from that. Michael Morrissey, Imperial Show Stables, his own in the Stormridge Capitals, Ilton Saint-Emel. And pairing they've been going since March of last year from that point of view. Again, throwing it to you, Christian. I mean, Michael's been a very good producer of horses, had a fantastic result with the Grey Horse in Cento in the American Gold Cup last year for a top 3 there that he took over.
He had, yeah. No, he's a great rider, actually. I'll probably meet him tomorrow morning at the walk trot with his little girl again. Little girl Daisy will be there. But no, he's had some great horses and put out some great results.
Yeah,
I think it was the American Gold Cup, was he second? Third.
Third, yeah. Yeah, get down to the walk trot ring here on a Sunday morning. It's actually stacked full of international riders all with their kids down there from that point of view. Michael, so far, still on the clear. It's here on in. I was about to say it's here on in. It's called a few so far, Christian.
Yeah, it is. It just gets long, and a lot of the horses are getting tired near the end. It's hard, like especially when they have one down near the end. It's hard to bring them home on the 4 faults. They kind of. Again, we keep saying the same thing, but they do lose concentration and a little bit of heart in it.
And we were saying earlier on, I mean, it's a long course from that point of view. Keeping that constant, when they're used to doing maybe a daytime course that finishes a few fences earlier than this does.
That is it, yeah, and it's coming towards home, towards the end gate, and it's pretty it's pretty close to the end of the ring as well. Maybe it doesn't look like that on TV, but it is like it's close to the end of the ring, and they're probably maybe just backing off a little bit as well.
So, Michael, not with a clear, I'm afraid. He finished on 8+1, so a total of 9. Last one out, Chris Janowski, and the polo jumps at New Jersey. Is the Belgian-bred horse by Spartacus out of Philadelphia. So I suppose this is where we've made the jump to a horse called New Jersey from that point of view. I don't know who jumped across to a border from that side of things. Again, this wouldn't be one we've seen a lot under the lights before, probably first time under the lights, etc. At the risk of repeating myself, but looking forward to seeing how this one goes. 12 years of age now, so age-wise is in the right bracket.
Yeah, it's you'd be thinking if it's any good, it's by time it's been doing it now. Yeah,
yes.
it's now or never, really. Chris is a hard worker again. Like you could say him at ring 9, 10. He's in all different horses, hunters. Whatever maybe he's teaching away, he's working hard. He's a little bit unlucky tonight, but he'll have another night.
Yes, it's on the 8 so far. So we're going to be at the 12 clears in the jump off for this $50,000 Palm Beach Equine Clinic National Grand Prix. Michael Duffy would call it a National Grand Prix. It's looking pretty international the way it's got.
Yeah, I don't think that's a fair name for it, to be honest, but yeah, there's only one way to up your game, and that's to compete against the best, I suppose.
We'll do a little rundown of who we're going to expect into that jump off in a few moments' time. Final few fences going, as we were just saying there, it then starts to get harder to finish strong there. Total of 16, 72, 825 for Chris Janowski and New Jersey in the end. So 12 of them coming back for the jump off here. Just a little tidy up of Chris's round here. Christian, to you, again, just trying to get that turn into the triple combination.
Yeah, it is one of the trickiest lines there. The line before it, the 7th stride, just kind of gets you going, maybe a little bit on the forehand, and then it does take a little bit of balance in. Again, it's easy for us sitting up here saying it, but like you want to get there last step maybe a little bit slow for the double of verticals, and then obviously the push out for the back rail of the Oxer.
And so it is just on to our jump off. Thank you very much to Michael Duffy. He's going to head back down, and I think he's going to be in training seat once again. Thank you, Michael. Good luck to Tony Stormans in the jump off there as well. The clears coming up there from Adrian Sterlicht, Harry Charles, René Tebel, from Molly Ash-Corley, Eve Jobs, Max Watchman, Rodrigo Pessoa, Tony Stormans. Final few being Mimi Gotchman, Christian Kukuk, Rachel Proudley and Bertram Allen from that side of things. It's going to be a strong finish in here. Christian Coyle alongside me. Christian, where's your money going? Probably at the Irishman at the end.
Yeah, he will definitely give it a good shot. Rodrigo's horse is like very quick. Yeah, I'll go for Bertram.
We'll go with that.
Yeah,
we'll go with that. So join us for the jump off. We're back in a few moments' time after a very short break.
From no-drill mud flaps and water-repellent seat protectors to our laser-measured floor liners, WeatherTech has everything you need. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com, the ultimate protection for your vehicle.
At Palm Beach Equine Clinic, we know your horse is not only a superior athlete, but a part of your family. With more than 30 veterinarians, 4 board-certified surgeons, and the most technologically advanced equine imaging suite in the country, our team has all the skill sets required for accurate diagnosis and successful treatment. Palm Beach Equine Clinic is committed to providing exceptional service and care for both patients and owners. Visit equineclinic.com today to make us a part of your team.
My first goal when I decided to be a professional is to become like the best horsewoman I can be. It's really important for me to find a balance with my family, with the horses, that is my passion. Work with the horses every day to do what I love. I used to have like one passion was the horses, and now I have two with my daughter. So I really want to have this balance in my life. I'm Marie Ecart, I'm a professional show jumper representing France, and I'm Lola's mom. Be mindful, be present, turn on your brain.
And so welcome back, and thanks to all of those involved in producing our events here from Wellington, including USEF. Also a supporting sponsor of our live stream, in part with support from the US Equestrian Federation and the USEF network as well. Thank you to them, and to Dodd Technologies, who bring us our live streaming each week, an industry leader in creative design and technology support services for sports, entertainment, corporate and special events as well. Visit us online at doddtechnologies.com. And of course, our presenting sponsor tonight is Palm Beach Equine Clinic, the official veterinarian of the Winter Equestrian Festival. You can visit their website at equineclinic.com, nice and simple there, or follow Palm Beach Equine Clinic on Facebook and Instagram as well. Lots of easy ways to follow that through. Let's take a look at a few of the highlights from that first round and how it played out. Some brilliant performances, and early clear coming from Adrian Sterlicht and Kia Tana. Harry Charles and Sherlock for the British rider, returning with his 5-star ride here into a big night. Good one to get them into the groove for 2025 after an amazing 2024 for this British rider. Harry going to be a tough one to beat in the lineup here. See if Sherlock has got all the answers here in Wellington on week 2. Further in with the hugely experienced René Tebel and the good Einhaus-owned Nabucco for the ride for the Holchers family. As we heard from both the guests a little earlier on, he has all the tools in the box to try and win this. Molly Ashcawley, Conrad 119. Conrad, a little bit more experienced than some of the horses in the field, 15 years of age, and with the fast inbreeding of Comme il faut to add to the mix, has certainly got credentials that could see them bring home a win here tonight. And then on to the next of our clears, which came from Eve Jobs and Igmar this time around on the Dutch-bred 12-year-old by Gerlard de la Pomme. The Pan Am rider very much back in the frame. And this already looking like one of the most competitive national $50,000 classes that we'll see all season. We've seen some brilliant competition all week. Over on the field as well. Remember, tomorrow is the WeatherTech Grand Prix there as well. Likely to feature that is Max Watchman 2 with the Coolmore Show Jumping's Burlock Z there. Rodrigo Pessoa with the Artemis Equestrian Farms Corey 9. Fast turn of foot predicted by both of my Irish pundits up here tonight. That could see them with a very good shot here. They've done it before up in New York. Tony Stormans in there with Donjon de Chateau, and then on to Mimi Gotchman and Cosmos BH for the young American to take a shot here. The Olympic champion, Christian Kukuk, and Just Be Gentle, and 2 more clears coming from Rachel Proudly of Great Britain, and finally the last out will see them with Bertram Allen and Conquest to try and conquer the course. Let's take a look at the course presented by Fidelity Investments here and designed by Katsi Cruz, our course designer here this week. Fence 15 is from the triple combination. It is a vertical jump to the opposite direction this time around. Round to the blue hurdles at fence 9 after that. Right down the arena, long goal gallop down here to fence 11. What was the skinny now has 12-foot poles on there, so wider poles on that to give them more of a shot at that. And then turning back to the double at 12 A and B that was in the turquoise colours previously, remains in those as they go to a new fence, the Fidelity Oxer at the next. Roll back here to the WeatherTech fence, as I say, our presenting sponsor for tomorrow's Grand Prix on the grass, as that'll round up the 3-star. And finally, fence 18, Palm Beach Equine Clinic fence to complete the course. So those are sponsors' fence on the last. Adrian Sterlich starts us off with Keatana. Harry Charles, Sherlock, René Tebel, Molly Ashcawley, Eve Jobs, Max Watchman gives us the first dozen in the field. And then on the second half of that group, well, we've got 2 Olympic champions in there, Rodrigo Pessoa and Christian Kukuk. Tony Stormans could well be a future one, who knows. Don John, as could Mimi Gotchman and Cosmos BH. Rachel Proudly too has the credentials. Mancini Limited, Bertram Allen and Conquest de Rigo, well proven and a 5-star Grand Prix winning rider here in Wellington as well. So let's get into the jump off. Christian Coyle alongside me as well. Christian, your thoughts on the jump off course here?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a galloping course, to be honest. Like 1, 2, 3 is kind of a little bit off your eye, and just get up a good gallop and keep coming, to be honest. You can be as daring as you like to the next jump, the in and out. I think the winners have to do 7 up the next line, and then again you can be as tight as you like to the second to last vertical. And again, I think the winners have to do 8 strides to the last.
Okay. If you're going for winning it,
I think definitely. The dark horse I think is Tony Stormans.
Okay.
I have seen him few times. Obviously, I've seen him a few times over the last few years, but I've seen him in the Grand Prix, the National Grand Prix before Christmas. His horse is a massive step. He can leave. He can do the double leave out quite easy. He's a proper rider. He's like really talented. Can see it from a long way, and he's young and brave. So
He's young and brave. He'll go for it.
I think he will. Yeah, I do. I do.
Okay, that's the field. That's what it looks like. We've taken you through who's coming up in our 12, our exciting dozen to go into the jump off. Let's get on with it and roll into the jump off the $50,000 Palm Beach Equine Clinic National Grand Prix here tonight. And there the barrier goes up, and under the bridge they come. And first up is Adrian Sterling's and the Starlight Farms Kia Tana. I say a horse that's been produced early on with the brothers Alan, both Bertram and Harry. Now, let's see what she can produce with this 10-year-old to start us off. And I think we've got to take everyone, again, a little bit of what we were saying earlier on, Christian, take them at their own assets, their own abilities, some younger horses, etc. in here, and what they're going to do. They're really just going to lay down their own rounds, I see here, a little bit more than trying to just jab at each other.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think. Again, some of the riders, this is not going to be their end goal.
Yeah,
they have like a few weeks, 3, 4, 5-star, whatever they want to aim for. This is going to get them there and knock the rust off them a little bit and prepare them for the bigger night.
Adrian Sterling then to start us off. What can she do? Nice slice at the first. Now, Christian, as you say, these first few really off the eye.
That was really good. That was excellent.
Saw that well into the double. Out of there in 20 seconds.
Pretty neat here.
Oh, tried, didn't quite happen.
Nothing's happened.
Jumps the last well, brings them home at 40 points, 9.58 there, finishing on the 4 there for Adrian Sterling and Kia Tana. Just trying to turn back to this double. They were so nearly trying to get their shot, weren't they, Christian?
Yeah, that's when you're trying, like, these things, when you take the chance, you're trying to win the class, it is like, sometimes it just doesn't go your way, but the rest of it was a beautiful round. You're like really competitive, 1, 2, 3. I think you may see some people a little bit neater back on the in and out. But again, you have to give it a bit of respect. It's tricky, yeah. She was just unlucky. It just didn't show up for her
just
tonight.
Didn't show up.
Yeah.
Harry Charles and Sherlock now, as I mentioned, they've been big winners before now, and as you say, this is one that would definitely have both eyes for the 25-year-old now. Team Olympic gold medalist on the 5 stars upcoming, and I mentioned earlier on how those have grown as well. The first one, the Fidelity on what's called week 5 for us, Fidelity Grand Prix, and then the 2 $500,000 Grand Prix after that, Lugano Diamonds Week, and then into the Bainbridge Grand Prix as well, and then 750,000 into the final Rolex Grand Prix with the US Open. Harry Charles wouldn't mind picking up a little bit of prize money on the way here, though.
One extra here. Probably a little bit neater back here. Riding his luck a little. Great turn.
Time looking good, bearing in mind the other one was on 4 faults as well, so clear will put them in front regardless. There we're going to go 39.307, so time-wise he was over a second and a half quicker. Harry Charles and Sherlock there. More experienced pairing into this situation, Christian.
It was, yeah. He showed his experience. I don't think he went all out to win it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's bigger goals, but yeah, it'll take a good bit of beating. Yeah.
It's that in between of
a little, yeah,
all on the table, but a really nice round.
Yeah, exactly. And he's early to go. He's second to go. I think if it maybe was a little bit later in the draw, and he knew exactly what he had to do, then maybe it'd be a slightly different round.
Ukraine's René Tebel and Good Einhaus-owned Nabucco Z. Now for René. Where will he go? Like, as I say, I see them playing out of their individual goals here more than...
That's it, yeah. I'm not sure how quick René will go. I think somewhere in the middle. I think he'd be happy for a good check. He could prove me wrong. Happened once or twice for me. He's pretty slick.
Nicely done so far. Turn back here, lands in 20 out of there as well.
We'll probably do the 8 strides home.
Times there at 39.569, and so goes into second place René Tebel and Nabucco Z. Harry Charles keeps the lead, 39.304. A little bit of what you said there is that they were going to be somewhere in the middle.
I think so, yeah. Again, this horse probably could go the same speed 2 and 3 holes bigger.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see, like, on a bigger night, more money down maybe. I think he might try a little bit harder.
Yeah, he'll give it a...
I think.
But you do have to think of the long term. That's the whole point.
You can't, like, leave it all here tonight and then your 4-star. I think next week's 4-star
next week.
4-star, 5-star.
And it's 4 and 5 stars all the way through.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So it is on to Molly Ash Cawley now, and the Lewisburg Farms Conrad and the 15-year-old horse. Now they don't need to leave anything on the table. I wouldn't think much here. That this is a pair I can see would go for it.
Yeah, Molly the proper winner. That's good. It's hard for everyone when you go in and you get a little bit of rush of blood. It's hard to go and just jump a mediocre clear and think of a ribbon.
Just starting to get away from them there.
A little bit, yeah. She probably did one extra to the third fence as well. And then she just kind of lost her rhythm a little.
There we go. It is time of 43.215. And so on the 4 and into 4th place for Molly Ash Cawley so far. Leading is Harry Charles and Sherlock at the moment, 39.304. There you see the leaderboard up there as it stands. Yeah, just trying to hold back and hold back there.
Yeah, and the horse gave a brilliant effort. The horse tried to leave it up.
So Eve Jobs now to beat Harry Charles, the US Pan Am medalist, with Ingmar.
Be careful in case you beat them.
Yeah, partner of Harry, I should say.
You're on flight.
I think either will concede with grace, but we'll see. Really
That was
nice
good,
shot there.
That's the one. Excellent. Yep.
Good.
Great effort.
Good for time. Landed out of there in 19. Good turn back. Now time to beat 39.304. Keep coming, Eve.
No.
There we go. We're on the eve of victory, maybe. 39.368. Ah. So goes into second place for Eve Jobs, and Harry Charles just a fraction quicker at the moment.
I think she's doing it to keep the peace.
But lovely smooth round again. She's sort of getting back into the groove of these big competitions, isn't she?
That was deceivingly quick.
Yeah.
That was a great round. Everything pretty smooth.
Gives it a smile, little shake of the head, but it is Harry in front, Eve in second, René Tebel in third, Max Watchman now, the 20-year-old. with Burlock said for the Coolmore show jumping. I was saying to Michael Duffy, there's plenty of youth in here tonight as well. We've got everything from 14 to 22 is an age gap that appears quite a bit in this field tonight. Max with Burlocks for the Coolmore show jumping.
Another really experienced pair. It's just how much they really are going to go for the win.
I was just moving it up a gear down here.
10 again. Good straight in.
Good shots.
We're pretty tight here. I think he'll definitely do 8 straight home.
Looking good. Harry Charles, 39.304. Could get enough to get in front for Max Watchman and Burlock said. Yes, they do. 38.749. So Max Watchman now in front for Ireland. Just very tidily done there, Christian.
It was well rowed, yeah. I seen them actually. I was walking behind them when they were walking their plan, their course, and again with Kane, there's no stone left unturned. All their homework is done, and they know exactly what they're supposed to do.
And that's the thing, they can talk as a team, talk as a pack, however you want to put it. Cian O'Connor is trainer there, there's younger brother Tom, there's Max there as well, and the rest of the team that's around them. They can really get a full concert of ideas, can't they?
They can, yeah. No, it is phenomenal, the work that goes on behind the scenes. Like Kane, you'd see him there first thing in the morning, last thing at night. He's 100% dedicated.
And another that is Rodrigo Pessoa now of Brazil, 7th in the order, the Artemis Equestrian Farms Corey 9 on this Westphalian by Comilfone. Now, we've much talked about by both pundits tonight how fast this has got. Very quick foot speed.
This is extremely quick.
Ah.
Oh my God, unlucky. Yeah, this would have been one of my favorites.
But either way, I think this is quite an exciting one for the season coming through there.
It is, yeah. I'm sure he has big goals for this one. It's a bit of a fighter jumper. It's like,
yeah.
And again, I think he may have a couple of jumps down, but he'll not have 2 down the next time.
Yeah. And again, it's just getting experienced rideability in there, isn't it? From that side of things. So Rodrigo Pessoa, Corey 9, finishing with a couple down this time, finishing on the 8 faults there for them. Max Watchman still leading the way.
And it's early, like it's too early in the season. These horses obviously will not be peaking until mid-circuit, even near the end. If they're peaking now, it's too soon.
You've got your maths wrong.
100%. Yeah, so we're not seeing the best of these horses yet.
Germany's Tony Stormans and HS Sport Fair's Donjon Sachot as our next of our teenagers in here. I mentioned JJ Turano in here a little bit earlier on, the 14-year-old. He's going to be on WEF Weekly this week as well, or next week rather, with Dan Jimmy as well, so tune into that on Wednesday. In the meantime, stay tuned for Tony Stormans. Can he be the dark horse to get ahead here of Max Watchman, who leads?
I think he can. He left straight out the first line. This is a great riding kid. He's get up, great effort, easy. Oh.
Nice and tidy so far.
He's from a brilliant horse family. Get up. It's a great turn.
Now go on.
He has them easy.
It's looking good. I think I can hear Mum calling from the stands.
You can, yeah.
37.195 in the lead for Tony Stormans of Germany. And Donjon, very nicely done. As like you say, I mean, his mum Helena has won some of the biggest Grand Prix in the world. Dad's, great support there from Tim as well. And all those around, and Michael Duffy's been down there with them too. I mean, look how tight he gets coming out of that double.
He's like, he has great, like, as I say, his mum, his dad, everyone. I watched him like this winter, and he's very competitive, he's a proper rider. He's a lad that you could see in like a few years' time, like going all the way.
And what I like watching him, and I like watching our next one as well, Mimi Gotchman, the Gotchman Sport Horses Cosmos BH. You watch Tony, he's a tall guy now. He's shot up very quickly, but he keeps very calm, very balanced in the saddle there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's light in their back, and he's very accurate. He sees it from the next county. He's like a brilliant eye. He knows exactly where he is all the time.
Mimi Gotchman.
Really competitive as well.
Not much difference in age.
This is fast.
Oh, bend it.
This is fast.
Oh, that's going to go. Coming home on the 4. Time-wise, going to be really interesting to see, because she's home in 37.195 from Tony Stormans, and so Mimi home 37.214. So as close to his time, it was just actually a fraction behind it on the final 10. There was a fraction behind it, but had a fence down, obviously, so it becomes academic. But
That was
look
clever
at that work.
That was clever from the horse. Yeah, it's a brilliant horse. She's really competitive. And again, a kid that has like numerous results in 5 stars, and this will also be aiming for 5 stars later in the season.
And again, great grounding, but also good support, but also good natural talent.
For sure, and like no better guy. She's like trainer as in Dara Kenny, like phenomenal rider, like beautiful rider, so talented, so stylish, and he's bringing Mimi to the next level.
Well, this guy had a good trainer as well in Luca Beerbaum.
Yeah, not too bad, yeah.
Not too bad. To then go on to be Olympic champion. Luca's actually trained an Olympic champion and a world champion in Henrik von Eckermann, of course, who's the current world #1 for 30 weeks. So that's not
crazy,
a bad. That's not a bad record. Never mind what Philip Weishaupt has achieved as an Aachen Grand Prix winner, etc. Anyway, Christian Kukuk with Just Be Gentle. If they get the full fireworks going, I would see they were going to see them being ahead here, but we'll see what they do.
Oh, this horse is a bit starey, a bit spooky. I hadn't seen this horse in the flesh until like earlier, and he's not the biggest horse. He's like thoroughbred type, but a phenomenal jumper. He warming up, he didn't like jump too big. He was pretty small and pretty basic, but he was flying.
Time-wise, looking good for Christian Kukuk. Just Be
Very
Gentle.
close.
Oh, B.
God.
B.
Oh,
37.337. B in seconds for Christian Kukuk. He be. Tony Stormans keeps the lead. German 1-2 at the moment, but it's the young 17-year-old that stays ahead.
Yeah, Christian's won enough. You can give give Tony a chance.
But again, you feel not doing away from any of the performance, he's asking enough tonight.
He is, yeah. I actually didn't think he would have went as quick as he did. I seen the horse last week. The horse actually has come on a lot from last week. He was a little bit greener and a little bit more difficult to ride, but he was definitely like a lot more on it tonight.
Rachel Proudly now of Great Britain, the 19-year-old Puissance winner from London, and part of the British youth squad coming through as well, and Rachel with the HK horses Mancine Limited for Richard Howley.
I'm sure this one's
More
going to be going for the win.
Right, Rachel, good opportunity to stamp her authority and our rival here in Wellington.
Spooky at the first. A great ride. Tight here. Pretty close.
Still good. Key on this turn back here. She is not far away at all. Leave it up. Rachel Proudly to the last. Could get in front here. It's going to run very close. 37.75 into third for them so far, with Rachel Proudly going top 3. So she will push down Max Watchman out of that top 3 position there. She slots into that. Is a German 1-2 at the moment, with Tony Stormers in front with Christian Kuckuck in second. Very good effort from Rachel. What we are seeing tonight, Christian Coyle alongside me. Christian, we're seeing some really good youth talent.
There is, yeah. It's these teenagers, they honestly, they keep getting the horsepower.
Yeah.
You're going to see them in the championships, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so, they could go this year, the next year.
And that's fine for teams, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yes, as you say, they're accomplishing so much so early, as did this man. He was, the youngest winner of the Grand Prix I remember he won the Paris Grand Prix at the age of 21 or something like that. He kept setting records and records and records.
Molly Malone, he won numerous World Cups.
He's still only 29.
It is ridiculous, yeah.
He's won so much, he's done so much, and he's done it at such an early age as well, so brilliant. And his brother Harry's flying along as well. Final one to go is Bertram Allen, Ballywall Stables Conquest de Rigo, multi-winner of Grand Prix here in Wellington, 5-star winner before now, but not on this ride. This is a 9-year-old here tonight. So let's see what Bertram can do. Will Tony Stormans be our winner with Don John? Good shot at the first.
Yeah. And the second. Tight here.
Nice angle at that fence as well. Now needs to be out of here in about 20 seconds. He might be a fraction back. We'll see. He's about right. But Bertram's one for pulling something off towards the end as well.
This is tight.
Yeah, he's got about 8 strides in 6 seconds.
Go.
I'm not sure it's all going to fit. We'll see. It's going to be close. Going to be very close, but not enough. 37.656. He will go into third there for Bertram Allen. And so it is a German 1-2 with a win for Tony Stormans and Don John for the family there. Very well done to the Stormans family. It is Christian Kuckuck in second. Not bad day at the office when a 17-year-old beats the Olympic champion.
Yeah, that was brilliant. He deserved to win it as well. He, from the first jump, he rode fantastic. And again, great for his mum and dad, and I know Michael helps him out as well.
Yeah.
No, he's a serious talent.
Bertram Allen giving it a good shot here at the last, but
did.
by this point he was just sort of a stride behind, wasn't he?
A little bit, yeah. I don't know. It's hard, and again, I keep saying it, but it's easy when we're sitting up here. But maybe one last stride to the in and out. I think that was the difference.
Well, there we go. There's the final lineup of those in the class. Tony Stormans the winner, Christian Kuckuck second, Bertram Allen is top 3. Rachel Proudly will take 4th place. Then there you see some of them a little bit further down the order from that point of view. And that is the lineup. Top 5 for Max Watchman and Berlick said. Harry Charles takes 6th in the end. And the full lineup of the class as it played out down there for those taking part in our $50,000 Palm Beach Equine Clinic Grand Prix. There is the top 6. Tony Stormans. Note the name, Don John. Those that have been watching here in Wellington over the past few years, we have already had him on our lists from that point of view. Christian Kuckuck, well, if you haven't heard of him already, where have you been? Which stone have you been under? The Olympic champion, Just Be Gentle, finishes in second. Bertram Allen, Conquest de Rigo in third. Rachel Proudly, another super young talent for Great Britain this time. I'm delighted to say, with Mancini. Ireland's Max Watchman there with Berlick Zed, and Harry Charles and Sherlock top 6. Christian Coyle, thank you very, very much for joining me. You're going to be back to riding, training, and keeping a busy business on the road now, aren't you?
Yeah, back to normal tomorrow.
And a walk trot tomorrow as well, tomorrow morning.
First class tomorrow morning, yeah, 8 o'clock. I think it's in the South Ring, so yeah, that's where I'll be. And you've got a whole group, as I say, young horses and everything else that you've got on the go. We have a nice bunch of horses, and we have a great bunch of clients. We have probably 25, 26 horses here this winter. Yeah. So no, hopefully, so far so good. Everything's looking pretty good. Excellent. We're going to take a look at the wonderful
round of Tony Stallman's, hopefully once again with Don Jean as well, before we head into the presentations here. But congratulations to Tony. I've been following his career since, I don't know, the age of 6 or whatever it was. But it is going to be so much more to come with it as well. They're readying for presentation. Christian, let's just take a look at Tony's ride and talk me through some of this, of how he did this.
Yeah, he did 9 from 1 to 2. Most people did 10, so he was already a little bit up. He like this horse has massive canter. He can do the leave out and even the double leave out like pretty easy. He was like really efficient there. He stayed calm here. And then he had him like, it was pretty textbook there, to be fair. I know a little bit of luck, but you obviously need a little bit of luck if you're going to win. Yeah, this is a serious talent, and it's great for his mum and dad. They deserve it all.
Yeah.
Obviously, the hours they put into training and trying to get him the right horses and good enough horses to do this is not.
And then what they're all like as well is going to be, okay, this is just the next step. There's many more steps. Yeah, this is not the end of it. Yeah. This is just another rung on the ladder. But anyway,
I think everything going his way, he will get there, no trouble.
Brilliant. Thank you, Christian. I'm going to let you escape. Get ready for tomorrow's walk, trot, and many other things beside.
Thank you.
We're going to go into the presentation here for our lineup for this Palm Beach Equine Clinic class as well. And thank you to all those involved tonight. And lining up down there are our presenters, Dr. Scott Swerdlin, joined by Dr. Chris Elliott, Richard Wheeler as well, Dr. Richard Wheeler, Dr. Michelle Maguire, Dr.